21%. Chapter 121 Rescue Guangxian Town. Hua Xing and others took the Huayang pill. Everyone mental energy improved a lot at once. Huakai gave each person 2 small pills. Small pills is the one he has accumulated the most. Usually ascension the strength of family members is basically not used, so there is still a lot of space to carry. Hua Ziji asked the villagers to go to the stables to bring the horses. Hua Xing and Hua Zichan all got on their horses, and under the watchful eyes of all the villagers, they walked out of the city gate, and the 6 drove towards the city of Guangxian. Instructed Shui Pan, Hua Yu, and Wei to take care of the city wall and don't let the wild beasts slip in again. Now the Wahiapu High Battle has all left, only 1.5 Qi training realms, Shuhua counts as half, the city wall the defense can't be negligent. The second uncle Hua Zili is arranging personnel to place the wounded. Generally, the injured villagers have their own doctors who will rescue them. The third uncle began to organize villagers to clean the battlefield. Huakai saw that Wamo and other schoolboys were all working hard to carry all the wounded into the inner village and put all the dead bodies in place. These teenagers and children have solemn expressions on their faces. It is only at this moment that everyone deeply understands the weight of the word, family, and understands why the villagers are proud to join the village protection team. Everyone in the entire Wahiapu was doing their own things in silence. Hua Kai came to Lingtian and saw Shu Hua lying in the own cabin. 2 students were taking care of him. Old Shu, are you still alive? Hua Kai is now getting more and more familiar with Shu Hua. Knowing his character, he said loudly. Cough. How could my old Shu die so easily? Today I stabbed a high-level brute. Shu Hua saw Hua Kai coming in, leaving a trace of blood at the corner of her mouth, but she still said stubbornly. Hua Kai knew that at that time, his grandfather and Yu Jun entangled the giant tiger, and most of them were Shu Hua. He didn't remember how much blood Shu Hua vomited. Now it is rare for him to be awake. This is Wei Yang pill and quickly take it. If you die, these spiritual fields will not be ruined. Hua Kai knows that Shu Hua values these spiritual fields most. Huakai has just refined a total of 9 pieces of Wei Yang pill in the 2 furnaces. Shu Hua was not polite when he took medicine pill, and he took it directly, and soon his complexion began to improve, and within a few minutes he got out of his dying appearance and sat up from the bed. It's just that his mental energy is consumed too much, and his body needs to be recuperated for some time to truly recover. Patriarch, today I am so happy in my heart for the first time in Old Shu. If I don't die, I've made a profit. If one day I really die, I hope the Patriarch will consider peasant students when looking for a new owner for Juling Tuzhan. Zibai's family is the most numerous, but it is not among the 10. A large part of the reason is that we concentrate on the cultivation of spiritual herbs, and very few people bother to practice martial arts. Shu Hua said to Hua Kai with a smile. There is a specialization in the art industry. Although the peasant family is not very high among the 100 families, there is no doubt about its status. Many ideas of Confucianism and Taoism are derived from the peasant family. You ignore martial skill and put your mind on the road of exploration. Come on, this is also a kind of greatness. Hua Kai Shanshan replied. Does the Patriarch have the mind to learn Shen Nong's Materia Medica from me? You must know that it is the most powerful mental method in this world. Shu Hua said temptation. Let's talk about it later. I'm leaving, take a good rest. Huakai saw Shu Hua's condition gradually getting better and got up and left. After cleaning the Wahia fort for a whole afternoon, all the results of the battle were sent to Huakai. The battle came suddenly and Wahiapu killed a total of 71 people, including 56 members of the village protection team and 11 people in the air. The entire Wahiapu suffered heavy losses. 9 of the 11 people killed in the aerodynamic state were Wahiapu Jatting, and they were all unmarried. Huakai couldn't even pay a pension even if he wanted to. They let all Wahiapu people see their responsibilities as new members of Wahiapu. In addition, more than 10 acres of spiritual fields in Wahiabao were destroyed. Fortunately, the spiritual rice seedlings were not damaged. Many shops in the commercial area were damaged. Schools, martial arts grounds, stables, and cattle sheds were also damaged. However, horses and cattle were damaged. It's all right. Calculating the repair of the upper city wall and other losses, it can be said that all the damage except the inner wall of Wahiapu has been affected, and it will take a lot of time to recover. Besides the harvest, the 2 high-level savage beasts, especially the giant tiger, are worth more than 2,000 gold. The value of all the fur, bones, and meat of the 8 middle-level wild beasts is also more than 1,000 gold. In addition to more than 40 low-level savage beasts and more than 3,000 barren beasts, Wahiabao harvested more than 3,200 gold this time. Night had come, and there was no sound in Wahiapu. Shui Pan stood on the city wall and looked at the direction of Guangxian City. Until now, the fighting in Guangxian City has not ended. I don't know how many people will survive the breach of Guangxian City. At this time, a group of heavy armored cavalry passed by outside Wahiapu village, and it seemed that there could be about 2,000 people. This is Linzi City's army supporting Guangxian City. These soldiers are at least Kaiyuan level and above. They are the elites of Qi State guarding Linzi City. Many people on the wall of their Wahia fortress were relieved. When the regular army of Linzi City arrives, then Linzi City must have nothing to do. These elites of Qi State will surely be rescued soon when they arrive in Guangxian City, and things will not develop in a worse direction. Hua Kai waited with his second uncle, third uncle, Shui Pan and others on the city wall until the latter half of the night, when he heard the sound of horses neighing from outside the village, and several faint torches shone on the horses in front of him in the distance. Everyone can see that it is Hua Xing, Hua Zichen and others who are back. I walked closer and saw the 6 washing practitioners riding on a horse, followed by hundreds of people. Some of them were residents and villagers of the Hua family who stayed in Guangxian's shop, and some seemed to be members of the internal martial arts family in the city. The gate of Wahiabao opened wide, welcoming everyone in. At this time, Grandpa Hua Xing walked over. A total of 89 family members rescued 67. The demonic beasts just broke through the defense of the Guangxian city wall and did not cause much damage to the Guangxian city. When we went there, the inner city was still insisting on it. Hua Xing said everyone, I understand. Without a breakthrough in the inner city, it means that the casualties of ordinary people will not be too great. Hua Kai saw that few members of the family who came back with his grandfather were injured, indicating that they did not participate in too many battles. Are these people? Hua Kai asked, pointing to the people behind the Hua family members. Although these people looked tired, they looked better than the people outside the city. Some ordinary family yards were breached. They all escaped and were encountered by us, and they were brought back together. Hua Xing looked reluctantly at the county people who followed the Hua family. These people have been following the Hua family to China. Jiabao can't be driven away. Forget it, move to the village. Hua Kai welcomed his grandfather and others home, and only then did Wushu Hua Zichen tell him about the various families in the city. The Guangxian city was attacked this time, and many of the 7 major families in the city were breached. But the aristocratic family is much more prepared than the average family. Most of them have secret rooms in the basement to save their lives. There is no problem in hiding for a year or a half. This time, many old people from the Han family burned blood essence to buy time for Guangxian city. The Li family and the political family were also killed in battle. The family in the city can be said to have suffered heavy losses. Hua Zichen looked at Hua Kai and said, all families and aristocratic families will have some elderly people whose blood qi is beginning to decay. These elderly people usually have nothing to do at home and dare not use true qi easily. But when the family encounters a crisis, they will desperately make their own efforts for the continuation of the family. Everyone was silent when they heard this. Guangxian City is protected by Linzi City and has not been attacked by demonic beasts in hundreds of years. Why did the foundation building of Linzi City be destroyed only when Guangxian City was broken? What kind of Chinese family is involved in this? I don't know. How about Lord County? Hua Kai asked at this time. I didn't see the county deity himself, but I heard from the people in the city that the injury might not be serious. The county government was leveled by demonic beasts, but most of the Han family escaped the crisis. When we left, we saw Han Jia Ding cleaning up. Wild beast, help other families save people. Hua Zichen said. In this way, the loss of the Guangxian family should not be great. The Hua family is still just an ordinary family now, not even an aristocratic family. The system gives an evaluation of the strength of the 8th grade family, and there is no point in thinking about other things too much. The next day, when the first ray of sunlight hit Wahiapu in the morning, the whole Wahiapu seemed quiet and warm. Several village guards on the city wall were still patrolling on it, and they saw the Linzi City army outside the village chasing and killing a group of wild beasts walking towards Wahiapu. Unorganized desolate beasts will not attack the city at will. The Hua family saw those desolate beasts being easily overtaken and killed by the soldiers, knowing that the Guangxian area would be safe. Hua Kai got up in the morning and saw that some villagers were already busy in the village. Although he only slept for more than 3 hours last night, he woke up full of energy in the morning. Seeing Hua Kai approaching the city wall, Hua Yu reported to Hua Kai that the regular army had begun to clean up the barren animal herd. Hua Kai passed on the news, and the entire Wahiabao soon became busy. This year's barren animal herd crisis has completely passed, and they can look forward to their life after the beginning of spring. Shu Hua was still recovering from his injuries in the spiritual field. Several of his students were helping him take care of the spiritual rice seedlings. Hua Kai didn't feel anything yesterday. When he entered here today, he suddenly found that the spiritual qi here seems to be abnormally stable. A little control can quickly enter the meridians. How do you feel? The spiritual rice seems to have grown a lot, and the spiritual herbs over there grow too fast. Such a large spiritual field is almost growing to the spiritual rice field. Hua Kai looked at with Shu Hua. He looks much better today. Originally, it would take about half a year for this spiritual qi array to gather enough spiritual qi. This time spiritual qi impact allows the spiritual array to absorb enough spiritual qi at once, and then it will rarely absorb the spiritual qi outside. On the contrary, the stability of ascension spiritual qi will make it more suitable for living beings to absorb. As for Ling Mi, this spiritual qi impact can let them mature at least 1 month in advance. And those clover spiritual herbs, which are growing too crazy. They didn't have that many yesterday. Today, they directly occupied half of the spiritual field. If this continues to affect the growth of spiritual rice, only a part of it can be pulled out. Quote. 21%. Chapter 123 Auto-generated chapter title. Instructions on the use of family luck. You don't need to see if you know the value of qi luck. The family luck value is based on the sense of belonging and satisfaction of family members, and the strength ascension is increasing. The growth rate represents the driving force of a family's development. It is normal for the Tian family's luck value not to increase. 1. Huang Tier Primary Mental Method. Martial skill ascension to Huang Tier Intermediate requires 100 family fortune points, and from Intermediate ascension to Advanced requires 200. Ascension needs 500 to reach the elementary level of Profound stage, and down to 1000, 2000, and 5000. The family's comprehensive strength is not enough. The upper limit of the family luck value is not possible. Ascension and martial skill levels are not available. Generally, ordinary families use Huang level mental methods and martial skills, as well as mysterious level mental methods and martial skills for generations below rank 7. Rank 6 to rank 4 families have the most earth level mental methods and martial skills. Only the aristocratic families of the 3rd rank and above and the philosophers of 100 families have the heavenly grade mind method and martial skill. Jingxinju It takes 300 family qi luck points to rise from the low-level mental methods of the Huang level to the low-level Zan level. Up to the elementary level requires 3,800 family qi luck value. To rise to the primary level of the heavenly mind requires 38,800 air luck value. It takes 188,800 qi luck to rise to the highest level. Don't ask me why I don't improve the mind art and martial skill all day long. The family's comprehensive strength is not up, and the upper limit of qi luck is there, and ascension can't get up. Entering the family secret realm training is the easiest and fastest way to fight the ascension family. The refining of Fandin requires 1 to 10 points of qi luck, the refining of Baodin requires 11 to 100 points, the refining of spirit pills requires 101 to 1000 points, and the refining of elixir requires more than 1001 points. The refining of ordinary soldiers requires 100 to 1000 family luck points. The refining of treasure weapons requires 1001 to 10,000 family luck points. The refining of spiritual weapons requires 1,001 to 100,000 gas luck, and the refining of divine armament requires 100,000. Above. Medicine pill can only act on one person, but weapons can permanently increase combat power. Because there are no minerals underground in this world, there is a shortage of metals. Good weapons can only be forged with special strange stones. The background of a family often depends on how many high-level weapons and treasures there are, which represents the strength of a family. Recently, there have been more people asking, so I will post a single chapter to explain it. 21%. Chapter 122 Cantonese County Council. At noon on the 25th of the first lunar month, yesterday's battle seemed to have passed. Wahiapu's bloody wounds had just scarred, but all the villagers were already busy. The entire Wahiapu became lively again, and the workshop area was busy again. Is in full swing. Huakai sent 20 gold to each family of the killed village protection team. Those without family members can only burn their bones and bury them in Wahiapu, which can be regarded as the home of their lives. Other villagers who died in battle also received varying subsidies for their deaths. As for the post-war credit statistics, we still have to wait until the state of the core members of the family such as grandfather improves slightly. In the afternoon, Huang Guangwen rode a horse to Wahiapu. He saw the phantom of demonic beasts in Guangxian City yesterday. This morning, seeing all the beasts outside the village retreating, he came to Wahiapu as soon as possible. Seeing that his second uncle Huang Guangwen has entered the second floor of the Qi training realm, he knows that the Huang family now has 4 people in the Qi training realm. This year, Zaihe village has good luck and did not encounter many brutal beast attacks. The Huang family has not suffered much, and Wakai is relieved. Come. Second uncle, congratulations on entering the Qi training realm. Wahiapu was attacked by a desolate beast yesterday, but everything is okay. You can be fine in Zaihe village. By the way, after this spiritual Qi impact, there have been many desolations. The strength of the wild beasts will be greatly ascension, and the wild is becoming more and more insecure. I said a year ago that I asked you to go to the southern country to buy elixir. Thing. This. If you wait for your nephew, it won't be troublesome for me to run once. Now I have entered the Qi training realm. As long as I encounter a high-level brutal beast and avoid it early, it will be fine. Huang Guangwen blushed. Wakai knew that he could not repay Medicine Pill, so he would comfort Medicine Pill and talk about it later. After the second uncle came, the Zheng family also sent someone. The Zheng family has only one pneumatic stage 6th floor, and it is rare to be able to escape a catastrophe this time. In the afternoon, the Jia family, Ren family, Tai family and other families that had good relations with the Hua family sent people to come, and they went back when they saw that Wahiapu was okay. Huakai also inquired carefully about the affairs of Guangxian City. I did not expect that the loss of this county was much less than I thought. There were only less than 4,000 people. This will not have a big impact on Guangxian City, which has more than 20,000 people. The family has been in the city for hundreds of years, and their emergency measures are many times better than ordinary people. Under what circumstances should escape and when women and the elderly should evacuate, they have their own custom rules, so that they will lose the least amount of each accident, so that the family can continue. On the 29th of the first lunar month, the snow outside Wahiabao began to melt. All the wild beasts within 30 miles of Guangxian County either fled back to the Dongling Mountains or were killed. Now ordinary people dare to walk alone on the road. Wahiapu's defense is also reduced to the lowest standard. On this morning, Wakai came out of the family secret realm space. It was only 3 days later. The Hua family's originally reduced blackjack family combat power has now returned. In the past few days, everyone has absorbed spiritual Qi impact spiritual Qi, the Wahiapu village guardian battle, and many people have a breakthrough in cultivation base. In these 3 days, 4 family members have entered the aerodynamic state and are now promoted to 1. The 2 aerodynamics are nothing to the Hua family. In addition, many young members of the Kaiyuan realm and body tempering realm have good strength this time. There are more and more people entering the aura realm late stage in the school. More than 20 people in the entire Tianzi class have entered the body tempering realm. From our perspective, these children will not be weaker than aristocratic teenagers in the future. The winter is over and the business district has begun to lively again. This year, many villagers in the affiliated villages do not want to leave Wahiapu. Wahiapu will definitely become more and more prosperous in the future. Hearing Jia Ding said that there was a representative of the Han family coming from outside the village, Wakai asked the second Zhuang to go out to welcome each other into the main house. The one who came was from the Han family to practice aura, saying that it was the county's important matter who invited Wakai to go to Han Mansion 1 trip. What the Han family said is now a direct superior of the Hua family, Wakai has to pay attention to it. He took the 2 strong and 2 men to the Han Mansion in Guangxian City on horseback. Most of the houses in the Han Mansion are being rebuilt, and the mansion is busy. The housekeeper and the workers who carried the wood followed the instructions of the housekeeper of Han's house, and Huakai came to a courtyard of a landscape in a house, which was not damaged. Huakai's arrival saw that the patriarch of the Yi family and the Chen family had arrived outside the city, and all the families in the city had basically been invited over. Nearly 100 people in the entire courtyard chatted with each other about the breach of Guangxian City. At that time, Wakai saw that the head of the Jia family had also arrived. Patriarch Jia saw Wakai saluting. Patriarch Jia, I don't know what happened to the county lord calling all our families in Guang County this time. Hua family and Jia family are allies, Wakai asked aloud. I am not very clear about this. It seems that something went wrong with Lindsay City this time. Lindsay City suffered from the demonic beast's attack this time, and the losses were not small, and the Northland Yan State seemed to have the idea of attacking Qi State. Ja Patriarch speaking of this, it seems a bit heavy. Guangxian County belongs to the county seat directly under the state of Qi, and ordinary families and even ordinary families have no right to intervene in these struggles. After about half an hour, all the families in Guangxian City were almost there, and one of the Han family's auras came out to tell everyone that the master of the county had invited them, and all of them entered the house. After entering, Wakai saw that there were more than 30 chairs placed in front of them. They were all powerful families and families in Guangxian County. The Li family and the politician seat were close to both sides of the Han family's main seat. Today, the Li family was invited to the meeting. Wakai came to the fourth position on the left and took a seat. Today, the Han family placed the Hua family in the eighth place among all seats. It is considered that the Hua family is recognized as the eighth power in Guangxian County, and the representatives of the 7 major villages outside Guangxian County are all represented. Only standing aside, everyone realized that Han Shu might have something important to say. When everyone came in, Han Shu came in from the side door, and everyone got up and saluted Han Shu. Everyone, the spirit power impact that suddenly appeared a few days ago caused many cities in Qi country to be attacked by wild beasts, especially our capital Lindsay City, which was attacked by 3 demonic beasts at the same time. Our Guangxian City could not be avoided. The outer wall of the county town was broken, and the families in the city suffered varying degrees of loss. Han Shu said that everyone here was silent, and many families suffered a lot from the disaster. Fortunately, thanks to the support of experts from the Tianjia Foundation building, our Guangxian City was not completely destroyed. Some people may wonder why demonic beasts dared to target Lindsay City. Han Shu continued, everyone showing curiosity. Lindsay City was attacked, and our monarch never took action from beginning to end. Han Shu said that everyone underneath here was arguing with each other, and he didn't stop listening to everyone arguing for a result. Wakai glanced at the Patriarch Li, who was sitting in the second position. He had been sitting there without rebutting, then this matter might be true. The monarch is the guardian of a country. If he doesn't even care about his own country, then why should all the families and aristocratic families support him anymore? All taxes in Qingzhou are in the hands of the monarch. Although everyone is loyal to the monarch, if you no longer protect your people, then what is the point of following you? Fortunately, the Tian family and Lindsay City's foundation building were launched at the same time, which finally drove demonic beasts away. Today, everyone is called to come over because of the war between Qi and Yan. Yan has been against me for many years. Lingcheng is eyeing the city. Last year, more than 5,000 troops have been added to the border. The Tian family has discussed with the major families in Lindsay City and decided to send troops to Leling City. Han Shu said. Wakai heard the meaning in Han Shu's words. This time Monarch Qi did not make a move. It is likely that Monarch Qi's deadline is approaching. The Tian family drove away demonic beasts, and now they have basically grasped the rights of Lindsay City. At least a large part of the family supports the Tian family. As one of the 7 first-rank families of the Qi family, the Li family, as the representative of the Qi family in Guangxian, participated in this meeting today. Does it mean that the monarch is really running out of time? Everyone sitting at this time couldn't help thinking deeply. Shanzun, of course, we are in Guangxian City. You still decide what you want to do. I think everyone sitting here has the same idea as me. The Shen family patriarch stood up and said at this time. Many family heads also flattered the Dao at this time. Lindsay City issued an order yesterday, requesting all counties to organize troops to support Leling City as quickly as possible. Before February 15th, Guangxian should organize 2,000 troops to Leling City. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to make contributions. Today, Guangxian County issued a solicitation order, and all members of the family and family members must assemble in the county before the 14th. Han Shu stood up and said. The Han family issued a solicitation order that all forces in Guangxian must obey. The entire Guangxian might have to be conquered, half of its troops. This is the most troublesome thing for ordinary families. Can they come back on the battlefield? Life is difficult for the whole family. Everyone stared at the position of the Li family, but the head of the Li family did not speak from beginning to end. The meeting soon ended. Huakai heard that all the family owners were discussing distress Edley. This war with Yan Kingdom will affect the grassland business in Guangxian City for 1 year. Each family will send their main forces to the battlefield. The caravan can, it's not necessarily if it can't be organized. Huang Guangqi, the uncle of Hua Kai going out, saw him and followed him. What do you think about this? Huang Guangqi's expression was relaxed. Now that the Huang family already has a Qi training realm, he has confidence in his heart. This is not something we can participate in. The Master County has issued a solicitation order, and we naturally have to comply. Hua Kai said lightly. With the strength of the Hua family, it is inevitable that this battlefield will be successful. It will not be long before the Hua family will become a family. This is also an opportunity for you, Huang Guangqi said. Hua Kai shook his head. Han Shu kept saying it was Lindsay City's order, but he didn't mention the monarch at all, and who could represent Lindsay City except for the Qi Kingdom. Although the Li family did not make a statement, they did not stand up to support it. This shows that everything in Lindsay City has not yet come to fruition. Han Shu has been exaggerating the role and strength of the Tian family from beginning to end. This is determined to support the Tian family, and the Hua family will not be stupid and desperate for the Han family. 22%. Chapter 123 Preparation after winter. Qi State clearly stipulated that after the issuance of the solicitation order, all ordinary families must send at least 1 pneumatic realm and 10 main troops to fight. In addition, they will bring their own food and grass for 3 months. Generally, considering the long distance to fight and the loss of horses, they must be sent at least 20 auxiliary soldiers. The 9th rank family needs to send at least 1 Qi training realm and 100 main troops. The 8th rank family needs to send 3 Qi training realms and 200 main troops. If they can't be dispatched, all families will be demoted. After the relegation, the family industry and treatment will be reduced. It will be reduced accordingly, so many families face the risk of revoking the family establishment or degrading the family after each call for solicitation. Uncle, the Hua family didn't plan to send the main force to participate this time, and the Huang family also had to think about it. The situation in Lindsay City is unknown. We can't stand by the side too early, Hua Kai said softly to Huang Guangqi. Huang Guangqi understood what Hua Kai meant. As one of the strongest people in the world, King Qi State could not let the Tian family take away the rights so easily. The 2 families of Hua and Huang randomly sent a pneumatic stage with 10 body tempering stage late stage. It's enough to go. I see. If there is any news, send someone to notify me in time. The Huang family will always be on your side, Huang Guangqi solemnly said to Hua Kai. Back at Wahiapu, Hua Kai told his grandfather about the Han family's call for solicitation. Grandpa's attitude is the same as him. The Hua family will not participate too deeply this time, since the Han family will not give it to the Hua family. With the corresponding status of the aristocratic family, it is impossible for the Hua family to dispatch the Qi training realm to join the army like the aristocratic family. Time flies quickly. By February 5th, the entire Guangxian city was busy with the collection order. Many families needed to prepare armors and weapons for family members to fight, and they had to prepare food and grass for their expedition. Guangxian livestock. The price of horses in the market has been 10% more expensive these days. Wahia pulled out 100 horses from the stables to the Guangxian livestock market, which made the market more lively. The snow outside Wahiapu has completely melted, and the business district in the village is extremely lively. Some pedestrians passing by entering Wahiapu are attracted by the business district here. Hua Ziji came to the main courtyard and talked to Hua Kai about the villagers taking in this year. This year, about 1,100 small and medium-sized villagers spent the winter safely at Wahia. Now that the winter is over, a lot of work in the workshop area can only be stopped. These villagers, many wanted to stay in Wahiapu. Hua Ziji came to ask Hua Kai's opinion. If you are willing to stay in Wahiapu, please stay. Wahia is no different than before. Many things have to be replanned. This year, the family can still be built after the caravan left. But now the city wall is enough. Let us expand. The defensive pressure of the village will increase tenfold. With the strengthening of the family's strength, our Wahiapu population will definitely increase, and other areas of the inner village except the workshop area must be planned. We already have the strength of the family, so there is no need to be too low-key. The main courtyard will be remodeled according to the family's standards this year. The inner wall and land must be fully planned. It is best to go to Lindsay City to ask professional craftsmen to come and see. Hua Kai said to Hua Ziji. The final cost of going to Lindsay City was huge. The inner wall of our village covers an area of 200 acres. If we plan to rebuild it into a family level, the wood used is not a small number. Hua Ziji heard Hua Kai said that the plan to enter the entire inner village was also stunned. The buildings of the aristocratic family all have standards. The owner lives in several floors of pavilions, what level of wood is used for the building, and even how many servants live in, plus the construction of the landscape garden that the family should have. This is a huge project. The question of money can now be ignored, and the plan should be taken out first. Since our family can't enter the county seat of Guangxian, let's build a town outside the county seat by ourselves. A town in this world does not mean a small town. Only a strong fortress can be called a town. Huakai intends to build Wahiabao into a strong satellite city of Guangxian City. After Hua Ziji left, Hua Xing came to the main yard. Hua Xing came to Huakai's yard with a list of goods. Now it is time to consider the business arrangements for this year. This is the initial preparation of the goods order according to your requirements. The quantity is much larger than expected. If it is delivered directly to the Han family, the county lord may not agree. Hua Xing handed the list of goods to Hua Kai. Huakai took a look at this list of goods that was written on paper newly made by the family. Now Wahiabao has more and more effects on paper. It has basically abandoned bamboo slips, wooden slips and even sheepskin for writing. Recorded in a book. In addition to the most popular wine, salt, tea, brocade, weapons and other goods on the grassland, this manifest also lists a lot of goods such as grain and coarse cloth. Let's buy fine wine from the Han family. The order is set up in advance, and now let people send it to the Han mansion. Let's see what our county lord said. Hua Kai took a look and handed the account book to his grandfather. Ordinary families will pay about 10 times as much as the aristocratic family. The total value of the goods this year is more than 2,000 gold, and the quotient fees paid are more than 5,000 gold. If they become a 9th grade family now, the routing fee may be more than 500 gold is enough. Aristocratic merchants don't need to manage all border checkpoints in Qi, but only need to pay tolls for countries outside Qingzhou. The road guidance fee for the ordinary family must be linked to the family, and the cost of the family's management all the way down is not more than 10 times. In Hanfu, the city of Guangxian, many yards of Hanfu have been rebuilt and newly built in the past few days. Han Shu sat in the study and saw that the butler had taken a manifest. He took it and looked at it and frowned. The list of goods sent by this Wahia is too large, worth more than 2,000 gold. If you have to pay about 5,800 gold for road guidance fees in previous years, does Wahia have the money to pay for so many road guidance fees? Han Shu knew that as long as he stamped his own seal here and agreed to the scale of the Wahia caravan's business this year, the Wahia caravan had to pay 5,800 gold to himself. Excluding the Lindsay city's management of the Han family, there is no problem. But now it is the time when the entire Qi state is actively preparing for the confrontation with the Yan state. The Hua family did not take this calling order seriously. Thinking of this, Han Shu sighed in his heart. The Hua family is just an ordinary family. As long as they have a pneumatic realm, this is not worth mentioning to them. But even if he is the county chief of Guangxian, he can't force a family to send more troops to the war. All the families have to volunteer. This time, the Han family will send 10 masters of the aura level to lead the army. Most of the masters in the family will be taken away this time. Only one master of the aura level can be left to lead the team when going to the Huhen tribe this year. He heard that there are at least 4 people in the Hua family who practice Qi. In this way, the Han family went to the border and worked hard for Guangxian City, but the Hua family continued to do business to grow and strengthen themselves. After paying 5,800 gold, the Hua family could earn several times the profit from the grassland. Thinking that Han Shu couldn't calm down here, he asked the attendants to prepare the sedan chair and leave Guangxian County soon. Huakai is discussing this year's spring plowing with Shu Hua in the Lingtian. Only 8 acres of the 100 mu Lingtian in Wahia have been planted with Ling rice. The Ling rice in the north is only planted after September. Mature, so this year the remaining fields in the village can still grow a crop of wheat. The two also talked about spiritual herbs. This clover spiritual herb spreads too fast. Now more than 60 acres in the spiritual field are occupied by the clover spiritual herbs. If you want to grow wheat, you must get rid of the clover spiritual herbs. Shu Hua ceased talking to Hua Kai while looking at the flourishing spiritual herbs in the distance. Recently, many horses in the family are eating alfalfa spiritual herbs. The effect is very good. Some horses have changed a lot. In the future, we will control the alfalfa spiritual herbs within 20 acres of the martial arts field. Spiritual herbs are separated from Lingmi. Wakai said while looking at the spiritual herbs in the distance. Although this clover spiritual herbs are third-rank spiritual herbs, they cannot be pill refining and can only be fed to livestock. With the spiritual chi density of pill refining, they can grow after cutting a stubble for almost a week. I have never seen ordinary wheat grown in such a thick spiritual field. Is the patriarch going to the Xiongnu country himself again this time? Shu Hua looked at Wakai and said. In the past few days, people in the village have been discussing the formation of caravans this year. Last year, many people were jealous of the huge profit division of the caravans. In the first spring of this year, some people found Huakai here, and they all wanted to join the caravan to the Xiongnu this year. National. We still have to go, but we can't ignore everything about Qi, at least we have to know how the monarch is now. We can't detect anything in Lindsay City. If we want to get accurate information, we have to go to Yan and Zhao. If you visit China, Wei, or Qin, maybe only there can you get accurate information from Qi. This time it happened that I planned to visit several major countries and purchase some elixir by the way. As long as we drive our caravan to the Xiongnu grassland, I can catch up. Wakai thought for a while and said. This year he must also go to the Huns. The Hua family and the Ordos tribe are allies, and the relationship between the two parties is not very strong. If he wants to grow the Ordos tribe so that the family can benefit from it, he must take the Baoguang glass bottle. Although Wahia has a large volume of goods this year, most of them are cloth, brick tea and weapons. Other fine wine, salt, grain, etc. only bring a little as a cover, and the others are all in the Baoguang glass bottle. If these goods are all send it to the Huns, at least enough for the entire Ordos tribe to use for 1 year. However, Wakai is eager to know the current situation in Lindsay City. He has sent someone to the Lindsay City Four Seas Chamber of Commerce to inquire. The answer given by the other party is similar to what the Han family said. Now it is indeed the Tien family who is in charge of Lindsay City, and the Qi family did not say anything. Supported or opposed, everything seemed very strange. From Lindsay City all the way to the west, take the Central Plains official road, go to Zhao State, and then pass through Wei State, and finally from Wei State to the north, pass Yichu State to the north. You can also go to the Xiongnu State, but this road is about 8,000 miles away. Huakai intends to find the bone-corroding spirit flower. Golden body pill is now just a kind of elixir. As long as you refine the gold body pill Wushu's strength, you will surely get a breakthrough, and it may be possible to enter the Shantian realm. At that time, the Hua family can truly not be afraid of the Han family, and even replace the Han family as the new owner of Guangxian town. 22%. Chapter 124 Compromise and Deal. Huakai saw that many of the spiritual herbs in the spiritual field were removed a little bit. Although these spiritual herbs have the effect of promoting the growth and development of livestock, the spiritual qi is too abundant. Except for BMW, the average livestock can't eat so much. Spiritual herbs. Huakai thought of a way to store concentrated fodder. Picking out all the spiritual herbs is about hundreds of caddies, and bringing in thousands of caddies of soybeans from the warehouse, plus some weeds in the spiritual field. Huakai chopped all of these and stirred, and then added hundreds of caddies spiritual liquid, put it in the wine cellar and let it ferment naturally. The fermented green fodder is the best fodder for fattening livestock. More than 1,000 caddies can replenish the horse's strength at a critical time. There is still some time before the caravan leaves, enough for the fermentation of new fodder to complete. With them, there is no need to bring too much fodder for the horses on the caravan road. Watching the 4 villagers carry thousands of caddies of new feeds down the wine cellar, this 1,000 caddies is actually less than 1 cubic meter. Huakai heard the second Zhuang calling himself outside the workshop area, and only when he came out did he realize that it was the county lord Han Shu who had actually arrived at the gate of Wahiapu. You go and inform my grandfather and 5th uncle to greet the county lord together, and you Jun, the housekeeper, and Shui Pan don't come. Wakai said to Zhuang. When I walked to the entrance of the village, I saw an 8-carriage sedan chair outside the city gate. This Jiaozi made a very beautiful and magnificent sedan with silver tops and gold edges as a foil. The wood used in the sedan chair was above 4 grades. On both sides of the big sedan chair, there were more than 20 people followed by the maidservant and the hand-in-law. Hundreds of Han family members followed them neatly. It didn't take long for Grandpa and several uncles to arrive, and Wakai took the lead out of the city gate to greet them. I have seen Master County Honored. Master County Honored came to Wahiapu today. Huakai never welcomed him far away. Please forgive me. Huakai saluted. Nothing happened today. I heard that Wahiabao made something paper. Come and have a look. It doesn't bother you. Han Shu saw that everyone in the Hua family had already gone out to salute. Come out from the sedan and said, "It's just a free work. If you want to see the Lord County Lord, you only need to send someone to Wahiapu to say something, so why bother to take a trip yourself?" It was obvious that Wakai had refused. Han Shu didn't seem to hear it. He walked up to Wakai and walked into Wahiapu. Wahiabao belongs to the affiliated family of the Han family. This family fort should also be regarded as Han family in name. However, there is no Han family in the entire Wahiabao. All the shops are run by the Hua family, and Han Shu is still the first. Came to Wahiapu for the second time. Wakai and Han Shu were walking on the Wahiapu street. They just entered the Wahiapu business district. When pedestrians on the road saw Wakai following behind a middle-aged page in belt, they couldn't help but look over. A small village outside the village can be so prosperous that Patriarch Hua is not easy. Han Shu looked at Wakai and said with a smile, "This is the credit of the uncles and everyone in the Hua family, the kid dare not take credit." Wakai continued to be humble. Han Shu did not refute. He came to the market area and saw everything there was to have: a tea house, a restaurant, a food shop, and a weapon shop. He also saw a bookstore and walked in. Nearly 100 kinds of books are placed on the shelves of the bookstore, some of which are classics by the philosophers of 100 schools. He took one of them and turned them over and read it. Although many of them were incomplete, they were very important for a village. Said it has been very rare. A book made of paper, with such clear handwriting and such exquisite ordering, is a real contribution to the future. I believe that with Theahua family paper, all scholars will be grateful to the Hua family. Han Shu I picked up a collector's edition of Three Kingdoms, saw the author's name written on it. Wakai turned it over and read it carefully. Wakai saw Wushu looking at him nervously and signaled that he was okay. He quietly waited for Han Shu to open Three Kingdoms and read it. The other guests in the bookstore by the side also left the bookstore when they saw it. It took more than 10 minutes before Han Shu closed his book. "Buy me a copy of all the books here in a while and send it back," Han Shu said to the attendant beside him. Seeing that Han Shu left the bookstore and followed Wakai, Hua Zichen followed Wakai closely, as if he was guarding against Han Shu's attack against Wakai. If it is the past, the Han family may not put the Hua family to put in one's eyes, but today I have seen that the Hua family has the ability to print into a book, then the influence of the Hua family in the future cannot be underestimated. Han Shu is directly for the papermaking technology. Choosing to eliminate the Hua family, Wakai was the first to bear the brunt. It is impossible for him to know what a 14-year-old boy wrote in a masterpiece with 1,000,000 words. "It would be great if you were willing to be my son-in-law. I thought I valued you very much, but in the end I found that you were much better than I thought," Han Shu said as Hua Zichen suddenly pulled Huakai behind him. "Wahiapu only he can deal with Han Shu. Uncle Wu, why do you apologize to Master County like this?" Wakai knew very well that Han Shu didn't dare to kill him, so he said to Hua Zichen, "If it were before, it was beneficial for the Han family to kill themselves in order to stop the rise of the Hua family. But now that the strength of the Hua family has surpassed the ordinary 9th grade family, then the Han family must consider revenge for all the Hua family after killing Wakai. Moreover, the novels written by Wakai are already in the form of books, and they will definitely be read by many students by then. If you let the scholars know that the author of Three Kingdoms was killed by the head of the Han family, Han Shu, perhaps the Tien family would not be able to protect it. The entire Han family. Hua family 5th master, I know your name. I heard that you killed a high-level brutal beast in Wahiapu. If you have the opportunity to ask Han Mansion to give a report, we can study Heor in righteousness together." Han Shu said it was an appreciation and promotion of Hua Zichen, but in his heart he would never believe that Hua Zichen had the ability to kill a high-level savage beast. It was certain that the Hua family would pay the price and finally let Hua Zichen complete a fatal blow. Hua Zichen didn't care at all about Han Shu's admiration and whining. He felt that Han Shu would not suddenly attack Wakai. He then slowly backed away and followed Wakai. "Master County, if you have any instructions, please go to the inner village first. The Hua family will treat you with hospitality." Wakai saw Han Shu looking in the direction of Lingtian and the village school. "No, I don't have to do more if there are things in the city. By the way, this war between Qi and Yan may affect the influence of all aristocratic families in the entire Qi. The Chinese family is powerful, and it is now making contributions. I don't know who the Hua family intends to send to lead the team this time." Han Shu seemed to have no comment at this time. Because of the care of the county lord last year, the Hua family gained a lot from business trips. The family can only look like this year. This year I plan to do my best to go to the Zhongnu country. Hua Kai whispered back. Oh, that's really a pity. This expedition is a rare opportunity for our Guangxian city. If the Hua family is willing to let the Hua Wuya go out and bring the main force of the Hua family to the expedition, our entire Guangxian will be greatly strengthened. Although the Hua family ordinary families in Guangxian County should also do their best. If so, this year, the Wahia will pay 30% of the road guidance fee for commercial goods this year, and the amount of goods it will bring is all determined by the Wahia. Han Shu seems to have no intention at this time. Speaking of, if he disagrees with the Hua family's business trip this time, the Hua family's own caravan cannot go to the Zhongnu grassland. It's just that you need to count the goods and pay the customs duties when you pass each checkpoint. The time on the road is a bit longer, and the customs duties are paid a little more. But if so, what good will it do to their Han family? This time Han Shu said that it was a guide to 30% of the price of the Hua family. This actually gave the Hua family a part of the family's rights, and in order to give favor to the Han family, the part that should have been handed over to the Han family was also exempted by Han Shu. In this way, the Hua family can not only go to the Zhongnu grassland like last year, but he can also bring some ordinary families like the aristocratic family. The Hua family can collect road guidance fees from ordinary families, and the intermediate profits can be huge. Hua Kai was amused when he heard this. However, he does not intend to make the relationship with the Han family too rigid. Han Shu is willing to give the Chinese family the right to receive business independently. Therefore, the road guidance fee can save more than 5,000 gold, which is a sum of money for the average family. Huge sum of money. The master of the county said so. The Hua family will definitely obey. By the time my fifth uncle will take the elites of the Hua family to Guangxian City before the 14th, the Hua family will produce 10 more pneumatic masters. Hua Kai thought about it and said, arrive. Although Han Shu felt that the Han family had too few out of the Qi training realm, he didn't worry about it anymore. It was already very rare for an ordinary family to dispatch 10 pneumatic realms. Han Shu arrived at Wahiapu and left without entering the inner village. This did not affect the entire Wahiapu. Wahiapu was still as busy as before. As the strength of Wahiapu became stronger and stronger, all the villagers actually saw that it was the Han family deliberately suppressing the Hua family, but none of this was important. Wahiapu still had its own rhythm and gradually became stronger. In the evening, Hua Kai finished the trial with 10 family members, and found that his grandfather and fifth uncle had come. Hua Xing also told Hua Kai's decision to let Hua Zichen go north to support Leling City. If you let your fifth uncle go to Leling City this time, how will our caravan staff arrange it? What if the Han family is embarrassed by it? Hua Xing said with some worry. Grandpa, it is inevitable that the Hua family will become a family. Although we don't know the real cause and purpose of this war, if we don't participate in it, we will be noticed by the families in Guangxian. This will have a great impact on our Hua family. Not good. Hua Kai said that Hua Xing and Hua Zichen also nodded. Everyone is working hard. Hua family will send a pneumatic state to tell. They will only see that Hua family has not tried their best, and they will not take care of Hua family and Han family. What is the contradiction? I told Han Shu that Uncle Wu will take 10 people to the aerodynamic environment. We will only send 11 people, 1 person and 2 horses lightly loaded into the battle, and the mobility is also strong. Hua Kai said. You mean no auxiliary soldiers? But what if there is a shortage of food and grass? It is a big taboo to march without food and grass. Hua Xing said. 22%. Chapter 125. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce visits. Hua Kai knew that as long as Wushu was on the battlefield, meritorious service was inevitable. He has Tianlongju and 8 treasure knight armor, and generally they are not his opponents in Qi training. So these 10 aerodynamics only played a role in assisting combat. If you want to take advantage of Wushu Shenju's advantages, the full cavalry lineup can't be better. Leling City is not too far from Linzi City. It is very easy to replenish food and grass. If you have money, there is nothing you can't buy. Uncle Wu, you can bring 10 people and 2 horses per person. It is not a problem to carry dry food for 5 days on the horseback. You are in trouble and cannot get supplies. Don't you still have space for the Babao knight armor? Hua Kai said that Hua Zichen still didn't know the meaning. 8 treasure knight armor, the space is only 0.1 cubic meters, and it is considered the most to bring 10 people at a time for 10 days of food and grass. We don't know when we will come back this time. There is definitely not enough in this space. Hua Zichen thought for a while and said, Hee. We can make an appointment to meet in the early morning of every 3 nights in the family secret realm space. The 3 of us can communicate with each other. When I come in with Baoguang glass bottle, I will give you things, and you will put them in 8. Bao Yi Ming Jia leave again, isn't this all there? Hua Kai finished, and the 2 eyes moved. Although the space of Bao Yi Ming Jia is not large, it is enough for 11 people. Then the 3 began to talk about the caravan. The Chinese caravan will inevitably expand in size this year, and the number of accompanying merchants will also increase. This time, the selection of the accompanying caravan will have to be carefully considered. It was late to talk that Hua Xing and Hua Zichen left. There are many uncertain factors in the caravan's business. I don't know how many families will go in Guangxian County. God has to inquire about it. By the next morning, Hua Kai had just sent away 10 family members who had completed the trial. Today, the family's combat power has not increased at all. Hua Kai checked the family's attributes. Wahiapu, 9 class family. Prosperity, 792. Combat power, 580. Agriculture, 234. Animal husbandry, 126. Commercial, 376. Culture, 199. Comprehensive strength, 2307. Allies, Ordos tribe, 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce, Jia family. Funds, Zijin 3 taels, gold 16,017 taels, silver 230,725 taels, 3,094,811 bone coins. Hostile forces, Shen family in Guangxian County, 9th rank. Bu family in Lindsay City, 7th rank. Luck value, 791. Portable space, 3 cubic meters. Family strength, 500 people. Practicing Qi state, 8 people. Pneumatic environment, 67 people. Kaiyuan realm, 249 people. Body tempering, 159. Aura, 6 people. The number of people in the family has reached 67, which is no worse than the middle-level combat power of the Li family and the political in Guangxian County. The Kaiyuan realm has become the basic combat force in the family, and many of the body tempering realms and 6 aura realms are children younger than 15 years old. Looking at the composition and qualifications of the family members, the family will still be in the ascending trend in the next 10 years or even 20 to 30 years. When I went out and met several villagers in the village, they all came to Huakai and wanted to join the family caravan. I don't know how the news was leaked. The entire Wahiabao knows that the owner of the family is choosing players to go to the Zongnu country for business. I feel that I have hope at this time. If you didn't marry a daughter-in-law, you would marry a beautiful daughter-in-law, and many people hired servants. After finally getting away, a family reported that Mr. Chu was here. Huakai went out to greet him and discovered that this time he was bringing several fellows from the Chamber of Commerce. According to the attributes, 2 of them reached the Qi training level. There are some status. Chairman Chu, why are you here at this time? Have the elders in your family have taken medicine pill? Hua Kai asked when he saw Chu Yuncheng. Haha, thank you, Patriarch Hua, for your concern. The medicine pill has been delivered. My parents have taken it and are now much better. He also asked me to thank you on his behalf. After Chu Yuncheng got off his horse, he took the initiative to stand up and salute. Hua Kai knew this was his gratitude to himself by Shodan, and he accepted it. It's useful. Guangxian is only a few days after the beginning of spring. Why did President Chu come to the Hua family so early? If you have anything to do, please come to the village and talk about it. In the inner village, a few people on the road nodded softly when they saw the prosperity of Wahiapu village. Paradise Hua remembers your masterpiece that I took when I left last time. After returning home, my elders liked it very much. They said Patriarch Hua had such an amazing talent, and it was impossible to imagine that such a masterpiece would be a teenager. Created. There is also the paper of the Hua family. This time I came here to buy more paper. The price of the owner of the Hua family is yours. Chu Yuncheng said with a smile. Speaking of buying paper, the 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce came here so early that it must have thoughts about papermaking craftsmanship. This thing Huakai never thought that the Hua family could enjoy exclusive benefits. Behind Chu Yuncheng is the Chu family, the world's top family, and cooperation with them should be the most suitable for the Hua family. Paper, the village still saves some in winter. I don't know how much the 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce plans to buy. Hua Kai asked. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce inherited the expenses of the entire Chu family, and the Southern Anhui Academy of Chu State also plans to switch to Fahrenheit paper. At this time, Chu Yuncheng uttered a new term, Fahrenheit paper. This was a reminder and a suggestion. The Wahia invented a new papermaking technique. Given the name of the paper, it can be Ascension Wahia's reputation, but if you want to enjoy the papermaking craft exclusively, the benefit of it is absolutely impossible. Chairman Chu is a good name. From now on, it will be called Fahrenheit paper. The Hua family still has tens of thousands of papers. If the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce wants to take all of them, I am still thinking about meeting with Chu in the past few days. Let's talk for a long time about the promotion of Fahrenheit paper. I didn't expect that Chairman Chu will be here today. Let's go in and have a good chat. Wahia can cooperate with the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, which represents the Chu family, and cooperation with the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce can avoid a lot of troubles and dangers. Welcoming Chu Yuncheng and others into the main living room, Hua Kai sat on the main seat, and representatives of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce kindly accepted the tea from the maid. They thought it would be troublesome to persuade the Hua family to give up the paper manufacturing process. The thought of the young Chinese patron who took the initiative to say cooperation, which gave them a lot of confidence in this trip to Wahiapu. Several people were chatting about the topic of Fahrenheit paper. It seems that the name of the paper is so decided. Huakai has always said that he hopes that Fahrenheit paper will allow more people to read the book. He also stated that the cost of paper manufacturing will not be very high. The price of paper will be very cheap in the future. After talking for more than an hour, the host and the guest were happy, and everyone probably knew what the other party thought. Chu Yuncheng also directly said that the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce wanted to start papermaking cooperation with Wahia. Although the art of papermaking is not simple, if it spreads in this world, the big family definitely has a way to crack the papermaking process. Now it is the best opportunity to seize the first opportunity and make a fortune. Hearing Chu Yuncheng talked about cooperation, Hua Kai nodded for the other party to continue talking. I thought about it, and suddenly I had 3 ideas. How to cooperate is still to be determined. The first is that Wahia is responsible for production, and the unified price allows the Chamber of Commerce of Four Seas to act as an agent. Our Chamber of Commerce has relationships with nearly 100 cities and thousands of families. We guarantee that all papers that Wahia can produce will be sold. I guess that Patriarch Hua might not choose this. The second is the cooperation between Wahia and the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. Wahia produces key technologies. Our Four Seas Chamber of Commerce contributes to production. We are also solely responsible for the final sales. In the end, Wahia takes 10% of all profits. The third is that Wahia invested in technology and obtained 2% of the profit from paper. If Wahia is willing to sell its papermaking craftsmanship, the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce is willing to give out 20 purple gold coins. All contracts stipulate that they will be valid for 3 years. 3 years later, the Fahrenheit paper may have spread all over the cities of various countries, and it will be unclear how much paper profits will be at that time. Quote. Chu Yuncheng said that Huakai knew that the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce was already trying its best to make a profit to the Hua family. Since the Hua family is not even an ordinary family like the aristocratic family, it is already very good to have a relationship with the first-rank family of the Chu family. The other party is ensuring the interests of the Hua family while still thinking about how to reduce the impact. The first choice is to find death. He knows the meaning of papermaking more clearly than anyone else. If it is later said that the Chinese use papermaking for their own profit, regardless of the hardships of the students in the world and the high price of paper, then the Hua family will become the one at that moment. Rat crossing the street. So the best result is to make money and at the same time leave a good name for yourself. Huakai still has many ideas for improving the papermaking process, so he must choose the second option. Chairman Chu, we all understand the significance of this paper. The Wahia research paper can't be studied in a few days and months. The papers you see now are the results of preliminary research. Different kinds of paper have been made, and I have some information and ideas here. 0.5% of all papermaking processes and improvements are handled by Wahia, and the premises, production, and sales are all handled by the Chamber of Commerce of the Four Seas. Hearing the price given by the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce, Hua Kai did not dare to accept it. He just wanted Wahia to make money quietly behind him, so that someone who wanted to obtain papermaking skills would have to go to the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce to ask for it. Yes, the owner of the Hua family is a sensible person. The Hua family is only responsible for technology. Within 5 years, the Hua family will receive half of all profits. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce will open paper mills in various countries. If the Fahrenheit paper needs funds for improvement, we will come out together. Chu Yuncheng was more thoughtful than Hua Kai, and Hua Kai nodded his head. The negotiation of things went smoothly. Hua Kai didn't mention printing from beginning to end, and Chu Yuncheng didn't even mention it. As long as Wahia has printing, he can print the books they want to promote with all his strength. Hundreds of schools also have to covet the Chinese family, who doesn't want their school of thought to be even more popularized. Chu Yuncheng and the members of the Sihai Chamber of Commerce had lunch at Hua's home. After the meal, Hua Kai and Chu Yuncheng came to the Hua Kai's small guest room alone. Some things were still not known to others in the Chamber of Commerce. The owner of Hua Pai, I don't know if there is any medicine pill last time. Those medicine pill buyers have very high evaluations. If it is possible, the Sihai Chamber of Commerce is willing to establish a long-term medicine pill business with Hua Pai. The price can be based on the original. A premium of 20%. Chu Yuncheng finished talking about papermaking, and then said medicine pill. Hua Kai knew in his heart that the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce treats the Hua family as an ally, and does not hide it. 22%. Chapter 126. Medicine pill Hua family still has some, but the number is not very large. President Chu can tell me in advance if he wants any type of medicine pill, but Hua family is just an ordinary family and cannot collect too many elixir and the medicinal materials used. How troublesome it will be for the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce. Hua Kai said to Chu Yuncheng. These are trivial things. What kind of medicine is needed? Patriarch Hua can tell me. Only the two of us know about our medicine pill transaction, and the source of the medicine pill of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce will not involve the Hua family. Chu Yuncheng also knows Hua Kai's thoughts, said to Hua Kai. In the afternoon, Hua Kai used the elixir in the pill refining room to refine 9 medicine pills, of which Baodin had 3 stoves, and 51 medicine pills were handed over to Chu Yuncheng. These medicine pills are worth 42,300 gold. There are more than 10 medicine pills left in Hua Kai's hand, and the elixir in the pill refining room can no longer allow him to refine a few medicine pills. This time, President Qian Chu of Medicine Pill doesn't need to give it to me. This is the list of medicines I asked pill refining to make. All the money is used to collect the elixir on the list. If the money is not enough, President Chu will come to me next time. Use medicine pill to make up the difference. Hua Kai copied all the elixir and common medicinal materials used in the pill recipe below the pill refining room in the pill refining room at noon. Among them, there are more than 2,000 kinds of spirit medicines below the 5th rank, and the bone-corrupting spirit flower for refining golden body pill is listed in the forefront position. I will collect all these medicinal materials. Family Master Hua will go to the Huns for business this year, right? I will deliver the medicines to Wahiapu before March. I will accept all these medicine pills. The Chamber of Commerce in the Four Seas leave a person in charge in the Hua family. All the papermaking cooperation matters should be contacted by the Hua family. Can the novels of the Hua family bookstore sell as some later? The 3 Kingdoms, by the owner of the Hua family is very popular in Chu Yuncheng left in the afternoon. Before leaving, he took away thousands of books from the Hua family, most of which were novels written by Hua Kai. Hua Kai knew that the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce was making a name for him, and he also inherited Chu Yuncheng's love. By the 10th of February, the quota of Wahia business personnel this year has been determined. Because the 4th uncle Hua Zawan strongly requested to use the old family villagers as much as possible this year. The Wahia caravan will send 5 masters in the air practice, Hua Xing, Hua Zawan, Shui Pan, Zhuang, and Yu Jun to be responsible for the safety of the caravan. Steward Fu and Shu Hua stayed at home to protect the safety of Wahiapu and were responsible for the expansion. In addition, the Wahia caravan has 46 people in the Air Force this time, and 113 people in the Kaiyuan realm. A total of 165 people can be said to be very powerful, and its combat power is twice that of the Han family last year. Hua Kai also asked the Sha Jia, Ren, Tai and other families that went on business together last year. Although their family will send most of the main force to follow the Han family this year, the size of the caravan is no less than last year. The Hua family's Huns last year the trip to the country was spread throughout Guangxian, and the enthusiasm for doing business in Guangxian was unprecedentedly high this year. The news of Lindsay City also came back. There are different opinions about this war with the Yan Kingdom. This year the Tian family has given up doing business. The situation in Lindsay City is still complicated and confusing. The situation of the Qi family and Tian family and other major families cannot be detected by ordinary families. Even though the Hua family has 5 Qi Jing to follow the caravan this time, Hua Kai is still worried. Without the leader of the Tianjia Shantian masters, the Qi state commercial group will definitely have more trouble on the road. This year, it will be more difficult to trade goods than in previous years. He looked at the family secret realm space and the family luck value was still 592 points, so he planned to refine more golden silk soft armor. Although this golden silk soft armor is the cheapest armor in the space, the effect of blocking the general Qi training realm true Qi is still very obvious. 100 Qi luck value plus gold and silver can be refined. Refining 4 sets of golden silk soft armor in one breath, Hua Kai did not dare to move after seeing that the family luck value was only 192 points left. At this time, grandfather Hua Xing came from outside the courtyard and seemed to have something to say to himself. Say, Grandpa, has all the list of selected merchants been notified? These days, I am going to work on the design of Makuchi village. The Four Seas Chamber of Commerce today will send some people to tell them about the papermaking process. This year, you will leave the merchants on behalf of the family. Send the family money to everyone. Hua Kai said to Grandpa. Yu Jiatang, the master of the Yu family, came to our village yesterday, and I happened to receive you in the workshop area. He has a breakthrough this winter to practice aura and wants the Yu family to follow us to go to the Zongnu grassland for business. Hua Xing saw Hua Kai speaking of. Hua Kai knows that his grandfather values the relationship between the 8 villages outside Guangxian. If the Hua family is targeted by the Guangxian family, perhaps only the 7 families outside the city will really help the Hua family. How much combat power can the Yu family send? Hua Kai asked. If the Yu family's strength is not enough, the last trouble is the Hua family. Although the strength of the Hua family caravan is much stronger than last year, it is impossible to focus on taking care of the younger brother along the way. The Yu family can send 1 Qi training stage, 2 pneumatic stage, and 12 Kaiyuan stage this time. They want to purchase our family's carriage, and we can order all the commercial goods. Hua Xing said. In this way, the Yu family is completely dependent on the Hua family. Yu Jiatang looked for the Hua family and regarded the Yu family as a subsidiary of the Hua family. Okay, if that's the case, then you bring the words to the Yu family. The Hua family is willing to take over the Yu family. The goods are mainly weapons and cloth. The total amount of the goods cannot exceed 100 gold. The road guidance fee can be returned to the Hua family. Hua Kai speaking after thinking about it. In the past few days, several major merchant families in Guangxian have come to Wahiapu. This year, the Wahia caravan may become the largest caravan in Guangxian. They should have a good relationship with the Wahia. At this time, the Wahia carriage was also spread throughout Guangxian. The exquisite carriage design and unique shock absorption function made the Wahia carriage more than twice as much cargo as ordinary carriages. The horses are more labor-saving and faster. It's much faster. In a few days, the Hua family has sold hundreds of carriages, which has added hundreds of gold to the Hua family. The news that the Hua family allowed the Yu family to follow the business together had spread outside the city of Guangxian on February 12. Huang Guangwen came to Wahiapu in the morning and hoped that the Huang family could also participate in the business this year. The Huang family's main industry was farming and timber trading, but how can the benefits be compared with trading? Hua Kai and the second uncle talked about the dangers and benefits of going into business, but the second uncle insisted that he is also practicing Qi, so the Huang family's strength to participate in this year's business is enough. Hearing that the second uncle said that the Huang family intends to put all the main forces on this time, he gave the total amount of 200 gold goods of the Huang family, and the road guidance fee can be paid after returning home like the Yu family, so that the Hua family will have 2 more training the Qi realm helper. The safety on the road can also be greater. With the arrival of the Huang family, the other 5 major villages outside Guangxian City are sending representatives. The Chen family and the Yi family abandoned the Shen family this year and completely stood on the side of the Hua family. With 50 gold goods, about 6 new carriages can load the goods. Other families Huakai did not allow it. It is impossible for all families to take refuge in the Chinese family, and the relationship between the 2 parties and the Chinese family's own ability must also be considered. The business goods and personnel have been basically determined. Huakai took out a new manifest and delivered the total amount of about 2,600 gold to the Han government. The Han family received 780 gold and sent the road to the house, including Huang, Zhang, and Chen Yu Suja's goods. for the goods of about 400 gold from the 4 companies, as long as their family can safely return to Guangxian this time, the Hua family can collect 1,200 gold from them for road guidance fees. In the early morning of the 14th, the sky was clear and white clouds were thousands of miles away. Hua Zichen came to the main courtyard with 10 special families from the Hua family. Today they will report to Guangxian City. Hua Zichen leads Tianlong horse and a steed horse. Although this horse has only 51% experience, its physique has reached the level of BMW. Hua Zichen has a great horse Tianlong horse, so this horse's the main function is the salute accompanied by the pack transport, so it is indeed a luxury for such a horse pack to carry the salute. In addition to Qing Jirtai's 9th floor, the remaining 10 Wahia super-class artists, the other 9 are middle-stage aerodynamics. But I paid a lot of money for them. The 13 BMWs in the family let them take 10 of them. All of them have the 4th rank armor, and each set is worth more than 10 gold. It is difficult for true Qi in general aerodynamics to leave traces on it. This time, 11 of you are going on behalf of the Chinese family. I hope you can contribute to the family. This is 10 sets of inner armor. Each of you 10 of you has 1 set. Don't take it off easily when you wear it. Hua Kai took out 10 sets of golden silk soft armor and handed them to the hands of 10 people. The Wushu's 8 treasure knight armor no longer needed this level of inner armor. Several celebrities dismounted their horses, took off their heavy armor, and put on the heavy armor after putting on the inner armor. All 10 of them were loyal to 90 points or more, and they were important members on the 500-member list of the Chinese family. When everything was ready, 11 people got on their horses and slowly left the main courtyard of the Wahiapu. Hua Zichen rode on Tianlongju and walked in the forefront. All the villagers of Wahiapu stood by the roadside and prayed for them to see them off. They waited until they left Wahiapu. At the gate of the outer village, horse stance speeded up towards the city of Guangxian. Huakai did not send Wushu and others. Today, we have already finalized the new papermaking workshop with the Sihai Chamber of Commerce. Many tools still have to be made at the Wahiapu Woodwork Workshop. Several people in charge of the papermaking workshop of the Wahia family have done so today. When they are leaving the Hua family, they will follow the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce to Lindsay City. The Lindsay City papermaking workshop is already under construction, and the workshop will start production in a few days. The entire Wahiapu has become more and more busy. The commercial area has been crowded these days. The Wahiapu bookstore has been crowded with diva. The Wahia has restricted the number of people entering. The sale of hundreds of books every day makes people sigh the profits of the books. Hua Kai has no energy to write novels now, but his novels have slowly spread throughout Guangxian. From time to time, students from Guangxian come to Wahiapu to visit him, but Hua Kai ignores them. Looking at the carriage pulling several Hua family staff out of the village, Hua Kai will hand over the matter of the Lindsay City paper mill to his specially appointed person in charge. Hua family only needs to keep an eye on the accounts and get their own dividends. Hua Kai, when I returned to my house and was about to rest for a while, I saw Sanchu Hua Ziji coming again with a few craftsmen. 22%. Chapter 127 New China Family Fort Planning. This is a craftsman from the Liu family from Lindsay City. After surveying, they have given a new design for the expansion of Wahiabao. Take a look, Hua Ziji said of an old craftsman who looks more than 60 years old. Take out several drawings and put them in front of Huakai. Hua family master, according to your requirements, complete the transformation of Wahiabao. All the inner villages meet the requirements of the family. The planning of all areas in the outer villages has also been redesigned. You can see that this is a preliminary design plan. The old craftsman took out a picture. The general plan mentioned to Huakai. Huakai saw the topographic map of the entire Wahiabao. The outer village wall, outer village, inner village wall, inner village, and main yard were all clearly marked on it. The architectural design of all the villages was clear at a glance. The new Wahiapu inner village will be transformed into 5 parts. The first part of the main courtyard will be transformed into a 4-in-style family main courtyard. The main house consists of 4 pavilions, 8 large courtyards, and 2 courtyard pavilions. This specialty is different. All the plans are clear at a glance. The area of the main courtyard has not increased much, but the utilization rate of all land has increased significantly. Huakai's main house was converted into a 4-story pavilion. Many guest rooms, maids, and family members live in pavilions, including conference halls, ancestral halls, and study rooms. If the entire main courtyard is built, it can accommodate up to 500 people. Next is the courtyard around the main courtyard. These are all living by several uncle and grandpas. The total area is similar to the main courtyard, and they all have independent gardens. It is not a problem to live more than 800 people. The remaining third part of the villagers' residential area, with a total of more than 300 courtyards, occupies more than half of the Wahiapu inner village. Each courtyard is equipped with trees and pavilion scenic spots, and some shops are also marked in the middle, so that the life of the inner village is it will become more comfortable and convenient. The fourth area is the workshop area without much change, and the fifth area is the Wahia warehouse area, which is next to the workshop area. In this way, the maximum resident population of Wahiapu's inner village will reach more than 3,000. The entire building is mainly made of wood, and the inner village wall will also be remodeled, raising its height to more than 6 meters. The area of Waikan's commercial area has more than doubled. Many buildings have been turned into wooden buildings with more than 3 floors. Among them, the bookstore has become a 5-story pavilion. Even if hundreds of people enter, it will not become crowded. Special signs are specially required by Huakai. Lingtian district and the martial arts field remain unchanged. The village school is next to the martial arts field in Lingtian. All the buildings are up to the standards of the county academy. There are more than 10 independent schools and more than 30 teaching areas, enough for 100 gentlemen and 1,000 students. This is the basic design. These drawings are the design of the pavilions in each area. The Wapai master can point out what is wrong at any time, and I will correct it now. The Cansmith is the chief engineering officer of the Wahia Fort expansion. Speaking to Huakai. All of them are very good. The greenery in the village must be fully designed. The residential area next to the commercial area is a bit small, and it is changed to a small courtyard with 1,000 people. The defense force of the city wall is still not good. Ascension is directly to 10 meters high. The city wall is all built of stone. In addition, you can design a city defense rest area and a snow storage area for city wall materials. Huakai pointed to the drawing and put forward his own opinion. In this way, Wahiapu was built as a small city. In this case, the budget will need to be increased a little bit. It will cost about 35,000 gold. It will take 3 years at the earliest for the total project to be completed, and the initial capital investment needs at least 7,000 gold or more. Seeing the craftsman while making changes in accordance with Huakai's requirements, said to Wakai. The time is still a bit long. Can it be faster? Can the villages start work together? Wakai asked. This will require more manpower, and it will cost you a few hundred more. Then it's so decided. The master can call the craftsman first, and I will pay the 7,000 gold in time. The Wahia will pay the master half of the design and construction cost first, and we will first calculate the 1% of the total project cost according to 400 gold. Uncle, you will go to the butler's office to get 200 gold to the master. Our village project should start as soon as possible. Wakai decided to say directly. This year Wazawan went with the caravan for business, and the family will rely on the Wafu butler to take a seat. If Wahiapu can be rebuilt according to the plan, its status in Guangxian is no better than building a mansion belonging to the Wa family in the city. The Wahiapu commercial district is becoming more and more attractive to the people in the county due to its gourmet characteristics. In the future, part of the prosperity of Guangxian town will definitely be divided by Wahiapu. Huakai now has sufficient funds in his hands, and the Wafu butler helps Huakai manage the family accounts. Because of the prosperity of the business district, the income of Fahrenheit paper and the bookstore has been booming recently. The Wafu steward has more than 6,000 gold in his hands. The construction of Wahiapu will not stop even if he can't go home in 2017. Handed over 20,000 taels of gold to the Wafu steward, Huakai still has more than 20,000 gold in his hands. There is no shortage of funds for the sale of Wahia by medicine pill. What Huakai has to do now is to use funds as much as possible to increase the family's strength and influence. On February 15th, the army of Guangxian City slowly drove out from the city gate. The total number of troops dispatched in the entire Guangxian City reached 3,500. Among them, more than 1,500 main soldiers were able to go to the battlefield, which can be said to be very powerful for a county. Ns. In the morning, Wakai and all the villagers of Wahiapu stood on the wall of his home to see off the Guangxian team. He saw Wa Zichan and 10 members of the Wa family in the front of the main force of the Han family. They passed the Wahiapu Foreign official road, waved to Wakai and the others on the city wall to indicate how long this war will last, and how many of the more than 3,500 people can finally return to Guangxian safely. The Liu family craftsmen were in charge. In the morning, Wahiabao successively came to Wahiapu with many craftsmen from Lindsay City. Most of these craftsmen were dragging their homes by carriages. The most troublesome thing about pavilion construction was carving. After the start of construction, the craftsmen responsible for carving have already arrived. The Hua family has been preparing wood of various qualities according to the requirements of the other party. The reconstruction of houses is a major event for any family. The Hua family will send hundreds of members to participate this time. The rooms in the village are under construction. At noon, many ordinary people in Guangxian came to Wahiapu to find work. These poor people who have no family or village can only play their role at this time. The Wahia released news of village reconstruction, and many people ventured to Wahiapu from places outside Guangxian County. This time the amount of work is huge. If they can do it for more than a year, maybe they can have the money to settle in the city or the big village. All the arrangements went on. Hua Kai checked the family luck value of 310 points, and he once again entered the family secret realm space to forge a golden silk soft armor. For more than 10 days, as long as the family luck value exceeds 300 points, I will forge gold silk soft armor. The members of the Hua family who went on the expedition took away 10 pieces of golden silk soft armor. Hua Kai wanted to put on as many family members as possible golden silk soft armor when the caravan left. Soft armor belongs to the 5th rank armor, which is more effective when worn on the body than the 4th rank heavy armor. The Huang, Zheng, Chen, and Yu families outside the city have already taken the goods and the carriages needed for the business. They also raised money to buy some horses from the Hua family. Hua Xing earnestly explained to the businesses what they should pay attention to. The matter is that the 4 families have been completely treated as own affiliated families. Finally had time to go to the school to teach the children an ideological education class, so many Tianwakai has been busy with the family spring, rarely come to the school, but he checked all the students in the next school are loyal. Basically all it has already exceeded 60 points, and some loyalties over 13 years old or above 70 points. Halfway through the class, Hua Zan came to the classroom and told Hua Kai that many scholars had arrived in Lindsay City, and they were in the bookstore in the commercial area of the village. Among them were Confucian leaders. This Hua Kai had to leave the school again and went outside the bookstore in the business district. He saw that these students were disciples from a family of 18 years old and above. Most of them had qualifications of B or higher, and they already had the title of student or student. Obviously it's from Jixia Academy. Jixia Academy is the highest institution of the Qi state, and it is vaguely also the #1 institution in the world. Among them, many giants and even sage have appeared. The emergence of Fahrenheit paper must be the first thing to pay attention to, but Hua Kai did not expect to be here this time. Multiple people. Most of those students are children of aristocratic families. They think that Bufin is also a rule in the Chinese family. When they came to the bookstore, they were attracted by the various books inside. Especially when they saw Hua Kai's novels, many people couldn't put it down when they picked up the books. Ns. When people outside the bookstore saw Hua Kai coming, they all gave way to him. I heard in the bookstore that the author of 3 Kingdoms and the patriarch of the Hua family had arrived. Everyone put down their novels and watched Hua Kai walk in from the door. You are the patriarch of the Hua family, the creator of 3 Kingdoms, and everyone in the novel, Hua Kai, right? Said a scholar who seemed to be over 40 years old. Hua Kai was able to write such a long work as The 3 Kingdoms, which is regarded as a matter of course. All the scholars in the bookstore heard this and saluted Hua Kai. Although they don't believe that the boy in front of them seems to be only 14 or 5 years old to write such a wonderful novel. I've seen you all. 3 Kingdoms is a work in the next leisure time, so it shouldn't be called by everyone. This gentleman is Mr. Jixia Academy. Hua Kai said that the oldest scholar was a great Confucian scholar. I am Du Ruhui, a teacher at Jixia Academy. The Chinese 3 Kingdoms has been passed to Jixia Academy. Many giants are already visiting. Today, I saw that the creators of 3 Kingdoms were so young. After school, becoming a giant is only a matter of time. Everyone is ridiculously praised. How can this knowledge of Hua Kai be in everyone's eyes? Hua Kai didn't dare to let the other party finish the sentence. This was to bring hatred to himself. Du Ruhui also nodded lightly. Hua Kai was able to write such a masterpiece of 3 Kingdoms. It is really extraordinary, and his speech and manners are no worse than those of the big family. I recently read 3 Kingdoms, and there are some questions that are puzzling. I wonder if everyone in China can solve the puzzles. When Wakai heard Duruhui say this, he knew that he was going to test his own knowledge and to confirm whether he was really the original creator of 3 Kingdoms. He invited more than 20 people from Jixia Academy to the main courtyard. Let the maids serve tea. If these scholars are satisfied today, the Hua family's Fahrenheit paper can be recognized by the world. This is related to the future development of the Hua family and the relationship between many aristocratic families. 22%. Chapter 128 The First Secret Realm Conference. Wakai basic copywriting skills made a breakthrough. For him, all the plots of the novel were integrated in his mind. Duruhui first asked about some simple content in 3 Kingdoms. Wakai answered like water without any consideration. Some students nodded to the side when they heard this. They believed that the 3 Kingdoms was really made by Wakai. Then Duruhui asked about some hidden settings of the 3 Kingdoms, which Wakai couldn't say too clearly in the novel. After Huakai's explanation, everyone sitting in the room became more aware of 3 Kingdoms and showed admiration on Huakai's face. Duruhui just asked 3 questions and didn't say anything. Other students began to respectfully ask Huakai's own problems, and Huakai could easily solve them, and the atmosphere at the scene soon became harmonious. Everyone, this Fahrenheit paper is as white as snow, and it is many times better than bamboo slips and wooden slips. I don't know when the Hua family can promote it to all students. I believe all students in the world will be grateful to Hua. An older student said suddenly at this time. Huakai knows that now is the most critical moment. Although many of these students only have the Kaiyuan realm cultivation base, their representation and influence are much greater than that of realm itself. Next, let's see how Huakai explains. Since the Hua family has studied the art of papermaking, they have not dared to slacken their efforts. The workshops in the village have never stopped for a winter. Only then can the bookstore have so many books for the villagers to read. Since the beginning of the spring, I have been thinking about the issue of paper production, and deliberately announced the papermaking process to the public. However, considering that paper production is not easy, and it is impossible to produce good paper without years of research, I discussed with the Chamber of Commerce of the 4 Seas and let the Chamber of Commerce of 4 Seas be solely responsible for papermaking matters. If any student is interested in papermaking, he can study at the Lindsay City Sihai Chamber of Commerce. I believe that the Sihai Chamber of Commerce also hopes that the papermaking process will be promoted so that more students can use Fahrenheit paper. Quote. Wakai said that. Some people quietly sighed. They went to the 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce to talk to the Chu family. It is strange that Wakai said it was so simple. But most of the students are still innocent. They heard that the Wahia has made the 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce responsible for the expansion of the production of Fahrenheit paper. They all expressed their admiration for Huakai's approach. Everyone knows how old it is. The Hua family is willing to expand the scale of papermaking. This is really a blessing to the students all over the world. I see that all the handwriting in the Hua family book is in the square style, not like handwriting. I don't know what secret methods can be used. If Hua is not convenient for everyone, say, just don't ask now. This older scholar has dual identities as a strategist student and a Confucian student. His status in this group of students should not be low. He sees that there is no way to ask face-to-face questions from papermaking. There are too many words, and then the front of the conversation turned to the printing problem. At this time, many students have already understood that he was deliberately embarrassing Huakai. Where can someone tell you their secrets casually? But even so, everyone is very curious. If there is such a way to write words quickly and standardizedly on paper, many valuable documents of Jixia Academy will be quickly disseminated, and the number of students in the world will definitely increase. This is actually simple. Everyone, please take a look. This is a wooden board. As long as you engrave all the words you need on the wooden board, paste ink on these wooden boards, and print it here with paper, and the words on it will be all printed on paper. I also accidentally thought of this method. After Huakai finished talking, everyone didn't expect Huakai to actually tell the printing method. Although this method is stupid, if you print hundreds of books at a time, you can not only reduce the amount of writing, but also avoid typos and misdirectors. May well be a good way. Wakai was talking about engraving and printing. He didn't talk about the movable type printing he used, but everyone in the room was also very satisfied. The older student heard that he got up and bowed to Wakai. Everyone is selfless in their hearts, and they are ashamed in their hearts. Seeing the other party apologize, all the students smiled at this moment and said something about the impeccable character of the Chinese family. The unpleasantness just now seemed to pass away. In the afternoon, Jixia Academy was satisfied and returned. Huakai also put down the Fahrenheit paper in his heart. In the short term, there should be no bad comments from the Chinese family at Jixia Academy. Wait a few years for this. The technology has been thoroughly studied by the family, and the Hua family's Fahrenheit paper has also been recognized by everyone, and the Hua family should take the initiative by then. After the Jixia Academy students left Wahiapu, the Wahiapu bookstore became more lively. Scholars from all over the world came here every day to buy books. Those who didn't have money would have to watch it for a long time. When they left, everyone's face with a look of satisfaction, Wahia silently sold hundreds of books of various types every day, earning hundreds of taels of gold. Books began to become Wahiapu's largest source of income. Because of the expansion of Wahiapu, there have been many more small villages within 10 miles of the village in the past few days. A few or a dozen of them have built simple villages in the wild, which can save a lot of accommodation in Wahiapu. Cost. There have been people opening up farmland in the wild in the past few days within 10 miles of Wahiapu. If they have a good time here, Wahiapu may have another arable land. There are many more affiliated villages. In the past few days, the Wahiabao Village Protection Team has intentionally or unconsciously started to clean up the wild animals outside the village, so that the safety of the villages outside the village will increase. Unconsciously, Wakai's influence has been slowly increasing, and the families in the city looked at it, but there was nothing to do about it. On February 24th, Huakai took the list of wood and stone materials sent by his third uncle at home. Even if Huakai had 45 wool point, all the wood materials were different. Wahia's new purchase. There are more than 4,000 cubic meters of wood, more than 10,000 cubic meters of stone, and a total value of more than 6,000 gold. These need to be purchased from professional timber and stone dealers in Lindsay City. Daimo, school is over. Why do you have time to come to me? Wakai suddenly saw Wamo wandering outside his house by himself, and said to him. Wamo saw Wakai calling himself, and then walked in. Since the beginning of the spring, Hua Zimiao has been in Guangxian County and has not returned for a few times, and Wamo has become more and more mature. Wakai saw that Wamo is now on the second floor of the Kaiyuan realm. This is unimaginable for a 13-year-old child. Even some Kaiyuan realm adults are not his opponents. Brother, I want to do business with you and Grandpa. Wamo came to Wakai and said. Why do you think that? Going to business is no better than home. Crisis is everywhere. When you are an adult, when it is time for you to shoulder the burden of the family, I will arrange for you to go without you. Wakai said. I'm already in the Kaiyuan realm. You can go on horseback to kill the enemy, and you could take the family caravan to the Zongnu country last year, and so can I. Wamo said while looking at Wakai firmly. Wakai heard this silently. He put down the brush in his hand and stood up. Wamo couldn't help but feel a panic when he saw this place. Now Wakai's prestige in the family is not comparable to that of ordinary people. Seeing Wakai's upset, he knew he was upset. You said the wrong thing. I know what you think. Demo, the future of Wahiapu will inevitably be on us. Do you know how I came here when I went to the Zongnu country last year? Wakai said, pointing to the chair next to Wamo, and motioned to him sit down. Wamo silently listened to how Wakai was suffering in the room when the caravan was in danger in Azure Dragon County. When encountering a prairie horse bandit, he can only hide behind to watch. Slowly, he dropped his head in shame. If these things were put on him, the whole family might be implicated because of him. Do you understand? Your Kaiyuan realm strength is good at your age, but you can't match an ordinary player in the caravan. Instead, the family needs Chu-Chu to protect you. You think you can bring it to the caravan. What? Go back to class. This winter, you may have to go to Guangxian Academy to do what you have to do and give when your family needs it. This is the embodiment of your loyalty and love to your family. Understand? Wakai looked at the little brother with the best talent in the family and said. Brother, I know, Wamo said, bowing his head and leaving. At this time Wakai was talking. When you are all right, find Sanshu more. You should also learn more about family matters. As a major member of the family, it is not enough to put your mind on martial arts training. Wakai said this because Wamo's personality is too depressing. He spends most of his time practicing family martial skill, so it is easy to fix his mind. Wakai gives him something else to do so he doesn't want him to become a martial idiot when he grows up. Returning to the room at night, Wakai checked the family's attributes, and the overall strength was increasing at around 10 o'clock every day. Nowadays, family force is already very difficult for ascension. The prosperity, agricultural value, cultural value, and commercial value of ascension are very fast with the arrival of spring, and the value of animal husbandry has also begun to increase. Every day means that the Chinese family is getting more and more powerful. Today, I practiced split air gun in my spare time. I haven't practiced Wakai for a long time, but I never felt strange, but in the afternoon he felt that his spiritual chi entered the body faster. Is this the rhythm of increasing physical fitness? But now his physique has reached 29 points, and ascension reaches the standard of aerodynamics. In order to avoid the failure of development in the future, he will never enter the aerodynamics before the age of 16. After studying the family member list in the family secret realm space for a while, Wakai always likes to check the attributes of the family members one by one now, and occasionally get unexpected surprises, so that he has a deeper understanding of all members of the family. Towards the wee hours of the morning, Wakai entered the Wu Jingjai secret realm. After a while, Hua Zichen also appeared in Wu Jingjai. Today was the first secret realm they had agreed to meet every 3 days. 23%. Chapter 129. Uncle Wu, you won't be discovered when you come in now. Wakai said when he saw Hua Zichen appear. Probably not. Now I am in Lindsay City, alone in a room. There should not be anyone knocking on the door at this night. How is my house these days? Hua Zichen asked. Today, Duruhui, a Confucian in the Jixia Academy, brought more than 20 students here, but there shouldn't be anything wrong. When will you go to Lelling City? Wakai said. Our family of 11 people are all with the Han family. I saw someone coming from the Tian family today. I don't know when to go to Lelling City, but I have Tianlongju and 8 treasure knight armor. What's the matter? The caravan may not be so easy to go to the Zongnu grassland this time. If you are really in danger, tell me in advance that I can come in a few days with a magic horse. Hua Zichen is still worried about the Chinese caravan. This time, Yu Jiatang, the head of the Yu family, and my second uncle Huang Guangwen will go on business with us. At that time, we will have 7 Qi training states. If we don't venture in, there shouldn't be any problems. Wakai thought for a while and said, I think you look like is it going to make breakthrough again? Hua Zichen asked, seeing Huakai's whole body spiritual chi running autonomously. Uncle Wu, I'm worried about this. They all say that I can't break through the pneumatic realm before the age of 16. I have nearly 2 years left, and now I am in the Kaiyuan realm. I am afraid that it will not be suppressed by a long time. Wakai said sadly. Haha, I said why you rarely go to the martial arts field this year, the original problem is here. Your worries are superfluous, you have to condense spiritual chi to true chi to enter the pneumatic realm, as long as you don't condense spiritual chi, will not enter the pneumatic state. Hua Zichen said with a smile. Is that so? That's great. Wakai felt relieved when he heard this, and the boulder that was pressing on him seemed to disappear all of a sudden. I entered the Jixia Academy at the age of 18, and when I was 21, I had already reached the great perfection in the Kaiyuan realm, but when I was 24, I didn't break through. My teacher told me that before the Kaiyuan realm, it was just a process of human body adapting to spiritual chi, spiritual. The transformation of chi into true chi is considered to have truly entered the cultivation stage. The changes of many masters in spiritual chi have allowed every part of the body to be refined. After entering the pneumatic realm, whether it is realm, strength, or the power of rules after entering the Shantian realm in the future enlightenment is very important. Hua Zichen said. At this time, the space moved, and Hua Xing appeared not far from the two. What's the matter? So happy, let me listen. Hua Xing looked at the two and said with a smile. Hua Zichen told his father Wakai's confusion. I also ignored Kaier your cultivation. These things were originally said by the teacher who entered the college. You have never gone to Guangxian Academy to study because of family affairs. This year you are also 14 years old. You come back from business this time. Just study hard at Guangxian Academy. We are in the family affairs. After all, it will not work if you don't enter the academy. Hua Xing looked at Wakai and said solemnly. This year our village school will be rebuilt. At that time, we will invite a gentleman from the capital city to be a teacher. It is also possible for me to be in the village school. The county town, I will not go. Wakai said. It's completely different. Village school is for children to enlighten, and what they can learn is some common sense. In addition to the students who are academically successful in all aspects of Guangxian Academy, you can also exchange ideas with other peers. If you want to go to Jixia Academy, you must be recommended by Guangxian Academy. After all, you will not be able to enter the core of the family without entering the academy. Hua Xing said. Hua Kai knew what his grandfather expected of him, and hoped that he could lead the Hua family into a powerful family, and even become a monarch and build a nation in the future. Grandpa, I know. If I have a chance, I will try in the academy in the future. Hua Kai said that Hua Xing wanted to persuade him again but didn't say it. He knew that Hua Kai was an independent person and he had his own decision. Fearing that Uncle Wu had been away for too long to be discovered, the three of them left the space soon and agreed to meet at least once in 3 days. If anyone encounters difficulties and needs help in time, they only need to pill refining room to refining a medicine pill at will. That's fine. Hua Kai will know that the family luck value decreases, and Hua Kai will enter the family secret realm pill refining room as soon as possible. Family secret realm space. After the family is promoted to the 9th grade family, the function is extremely powerful. The function that the core members of the family can communicate at any time can help the family solve many problems. On the next morning, Hua Kai checked that his family luck value exceeded 300 points. He entered the weapon shop and spent another 100 family luck points to forge a golden silk soft armor. He now has 6 pieces of golden silk soft armor in his portable space, plus 10 pieces of golden silk soft armor for Qing Jirtai and other 10 people. Over the past 100 days, he has spent 1,600 gas luck. NS. If Hua Kai does not spend a little luck in these 10 days, his family luck has accumulated less than 800 points. Now he keeps his family luck at a safe minimum every day. The growth rate of transport value will reach the level of 100 points per day. Therefore, Hua Kai concluded that if it is not for accumulating family luck to upgrade family mental skills and martial skill, in general, let the family luck keep a low critical point, so that the efficiency of family luck can be used more efficiently. Woke up and washed and came to the martial arts training ground. The genius just lighted up the martial arts training ground. There were not a few people in the martial arts training ground. Hua Kai and a few early rising family teenagers practiced split air gun and basically shot. He is a perfect split air gun. Most of the children who have just started teaching cannot be easier. The shooting style is the starting style for many moves in split air gun. Hua Kai personally taught everyone that the family feels that the family is different today, and the whole person seems to be energetic in a cheerful mood. When Hua Xing came to the martial arts training ground, he saw that Hua Kai was teaching his family's youth splitting spear. He smiled. Although Hua Kai is under the pressure of the entire family, he hopes that his grandson can be more relaxed. Youthful vigor. Today's morning practice. Hua Kai was at the forefront with several Qi training realms in Wahiapu. Although he only has the Kaiyuan level cultivation base, the perfect level of split air spear is not inferior to the Qi training stage. Everyone in Wahiapu sees home. The Lord also came to the morning exercise today, and everyone did it very hard. After the morning exercise, Hua Kai came to the Lingtian. In the past few days, 72 acres of empty soil has been cleared. Xu Hua and his fellow students have all loosened the soil, just waiting to plant the wheat seeds in the ground. Old Xu, the time for planting wheat is almost coming. I don't know how we are preparing. If we can plant it in the past few days, we will plant it before the caravan leaves. Hua Kai looked at the already loosened soil in the spiritual field. Some weeds grow again. The biggest disadvantage of this spiritual field is that weeds grow too fast, and weeds are pulled every day. It's easy to grow wheat. Just sow the seeds in these few days. Xu Hua said. Hua Kai suddenly thought that Baoguang glass bottle has a function of spirit power inside ascension, which nourishes the internal solution. He turned around and took out the Baoguang glass bottle from the portable space, and mental energy took a handful of wheat from it. What do you think of this wheat? Is it better than ordinary wheat? Hua Kai handed the wheat to Xu Hua, who just took it and weighed it lightly. This should be wheat that has been soaked in a special solution for a long time. The main ingredient in the solution is spirit liquid. The growth in the field should be stronger than that of ordinary wheat seeds. Xu Hua gave Hua Kai the answer so easily as a first. A famous peasant student, he is an authority when it comes to farming. Then let's plant this kind of seed this year. Hey, you have a breakthrough in martial skill. Now, even if you are in the Shantian realm, you can deal with it when you enter the gathering of spirits. The caravan will be leaving in a few days. The family is mainly responsible for the good school and the farmland. If there is any need to communicate with the housekeeper Hua Fu and my third uncle Hua Ziji. Hua Kai said. Well, the owner, don't worry. There will be nothing wrong with the family. When the owner returns, I will harvest the spiritual rice this year. The children are here, Shu Hua said. This is a good idea. When your wife and children come, I will arrange a compound for you. Okay, I'm leaving. Later you will send someone to the inner village warehouse to get wheat seeds. Hua Kai left after speaking. Hua Kai returned to the inner village and came to the warehouse. Recently, the food consumption in Wahiapu has been relatively fast, more than 40 sheep per day. This is because the number of people in the village has increased, especially the food consumption of restaurants in the commercial area has increased several times. He asked the warehouse manager to sort it out all the materials in the warehouse and then let everyone leave. When leaving, he must leave enough food for the family to use for more than half a year. In order to be safe, the total amount of food in the warehouse has never exceeded 2,000 shi during the winter. He put all the food in the Baoguang glass bottle without worrying about mold or rodent damage. From the Baoguang glass bottle, release 5,000 shi of wheat, 1,000 shi of rice, 1,000 shi of soybean, and thousands of other coarse grains, which are enough for the grain shops in the village to consume. Went to the stable at noon. During this period of time, the Wahia horses have a lot of ascension because they have spiritual herbs. Hua Kai sees that there are 2 horses that can be upgraded with the family secret realm space. They have completed their upgrades. In this way, with the addition of 5 BMWs and 191 steeds from the Flame Wahia, these are enough for the Wahia to go for commercial use this time. I went back to my room and slept for a nap, and replayed the morning splitting gun practice in the Big Dream View idea Hua Kai. Although my strength is not much ascension, I have progress and new insights every day. This feeling is solid and sufficient. After the nap, Hua Kai woke up with a smile, and he felt better than ever before. Putting aside the worries in his heart, Hua Kai thought of Grandpa's instructions. He is 14 years old. This year is the best age to enter the Guangxian Academy. When the family caravan comes back this year, maybe next year he will not need to go to the Zhongnu country with the caravan. This world family can occupy the mainstream, but it is not because they have more control. Knowledge. Hua Kai does not think that the knowledge in his mind is much stronger than the monarch, giant or even sage of this world. Accepting the baptism of this world's knowledge, he may be better able to lead his family on the path of strength. 23%. Chapter 130. Pill refining before leaving home. On February 29, Hua Zichen told Hua Kai Guangxian army from the family room that they had set off. This time, the Qi State Communist Party sent 20,000 troops, all organized by Lindsay City and the county seat directly under Qi State. Qi State did not send troops from the 6 countries and 5 counties affiliated to Qingzhou. The Tian family was responsible for the logistics of all the troops. Everything seemed to show. This is a war advocated by the Tian family, and more than 80% of the aristocratic families in Lindsay also participated in it. On the morning of the 30th, Hua Kai went to the weapon shop to forge another golden silk soft armor, so he had 9 more golden silk soft armor in his hand. Forging golden silk soft armor can not only consume the gold and silver in Hua Kai's hands, but also turn family funds and luck into family combat power the fastest. In the future, if family funds become tense, they can also be sold for money. The more you accumulate, the thicker the family heritage will be. After returning from the martial arts field, Hua Kai was sweating profusely. In the past few days, he could feel that spiritual qi had been strengthening his own internal organs, but his physique had not broken through after 29 o'clock, nor did he feel that he could refine spiritual qi to true qi. The pneumatic environment is far more difficult than I thought, but I used to worry about cultivation too fast. Without a professional teacher, I lack common sense in cultivation, and the more difficult it is to break through later. After taking a bath, my second uncle sent someone back to inform that the Han family decided to start the business group on March 5 this year, which is 2 days later than last year. Hua Kai asked Erzhuang to send the notice. Today, the caravan's cargo will begin to be loaded, and all the members of the caravan should also prepare their own personal belongings. Because of the existence of Baoguang glazed glass bottles, all kinds of grains in the caravan's cargo are less than 100 stones. Most of the caravans, such as wine, salt, sugar, and refined tea, only carry a little on the surface of the caravan, and the main goods are brick tea, brocade, fine cloth, coarse cloth, weapons, and other large items that cannot be put in the Baoguang glass bottle. In addition to some changes of clothes, dry food, Baoguang glass bottle, Kistler, spiritual herbs, brocade and thousands of class 4 weapons in Hua Kai's own portable space, there are thousands of caddies of fermented green fodder, 3 cubic meters of space. Load these things with ease. In this way, the caravan was finally filled with 49 carriages of goods. These carriages were all four-wheel shock-absorbing carriages newly built by Wahia. One carriage pulled about 4,000 kilograms of goods, which seemed very relaxed. Watching Grandpa command the caravan members to load the car, this is a technology that all new members of the caravan must learn. Wakai heard Jading report that President Chu of the Four Seas Chamber of Commerce is coming. He hurriedly asked Jading to invite Chu Yuncheng to the main courtyard. He thought that Chu Yuncheng would not be able to leave the caravan. Chu Yuncheng brought 6 carriages this time. Huakai conductor Ding pulled the carriage into the main courtyard. After all the families had left, Chu Yuncheng came to Huakai. The time is tight and we can only collect so many medicinal materials. There are 1,458 kinds of common medicinal materials, 515 kinds of first-rank elixir, 32 kinds of second-rank elixir, 101 plants, and 9 kinds of third-rank elixir, 14 plants. There are only 2 plants above the 4th rank, with a total value of 231,608 gold. This is the list of goods, look at it. Chu Yuncheng said that his sleeves flashed, and all the elixir of rank 3 or higher was installed in the space by him, and Wakai had many in front of him. There are dozens of exquisite medicine boxes. Thank you for Chairman Chu this time, and I also ask Chairman Chu to stay at the Hua family for a few more days. Before the Hua family caravan leaves, I will give you the medicine pill that Chairman Chu needs. Wakai said gratefully. In the list of elixir given by Wakai, Chu Yuncheng found him about 60% of the elixir, but the number of elixir above the 3rd rank was a little small, and the bone-corrupting elixir was not found. Many elixirs actually have a time limit for their effectiveness. Some elixir flowers are only effective within a few days of blooming. The first reaction for many people when they encounter elixir is to directly increase their strength. Therefore, some elixir are not so easy to find. These elixir with a value of more than 230,000 gold can light up pill refining room about 20% of pill recipes. You must know pill refining room there are thousands of pill recipes. If you consume all these medicinal materials, you can at least refine them. More than 200 furnaces of medicine pill. When Chu Yuncheng left, Huakai sent all the medicinal materials into the family secret realm space. Looking at the exquisite medicine boxes left all over the floor, Huakai selected some and stored them in the portable space, and asked Jading to deliver some boxes. The caravan wagon goes up, and all the rest is stored in the warehouse. In the future, Huakai's demand for pill boxes will definitely increase. These pill boxes are made of high-quality wood or even jade, and the production cost is not low. After everything was arranged, Wakai returned to the bedroom and told the maid not to disturb him. He entered the family secret realm space to check that the family luck value was only 241 points, and golden silk soft armor was almost enough for the past few days. The increased family luck value should still be used for pill refining. After refining 14 medicine pills in one go, he stopped when he saw that his family luck had 200 points left. These 14 furnaces of Huakai refining are all the simplest vandals below rank 3, among which rejuvenation pills can have up to 6 furnaces, so that he can get out of family secret realm space. Control the family luck value to the lowest warning line, the family luck value ascension is the fastest. In the afternoon, he called Grandpa, 4th uncle, Yu Jun and other 9 caravans Gaozan to the main courtyard, and gave them 1 Pei Yuan Dan. This Pei Yuan Dan long-term use has a great effect on strength ascension, and it has side effects. Very small, with medicine pill Huakai's main combat power in the ascension family for the first time. Pei Yuan pill. After taking the medicine, Huakai gave a medicine pill box to his 4th uncle Wazawan. The box contains 10 rejuvenation pills, 10 small pills, and 5 Pei Yuan pills. This is left to the caravan in case of emergency. Grandpa can enter the family secret realm space at will, and medicine pill can refine it by himself. After the medicine pill is divided, Wakai will take out the golden silk soft armor and give it to 9 people. The Hua family has no way of knowing the situation in Lindsay City. Wakai must be separated from the caravan this time. As an ordinary family of Qi, the Hua family still has too little knowledge of the whole world. Wakai feels that he must go to the outside world now. I took a look, otherwise when the family went to death, he didn't even know why he died. In March, wheat has been planted in Wahiapu Lingtian. As a farmer, Shu Hua is meticulous in farming. All wheat seeds are carefully selected, and the distance between wheat in the field is also planted according to the best distance. Yes, it looks like there is a touch of artistic beauty. Huakai refining medicine pill every day uses his family luck value to only 200 points. He has refined more than 80 medicine pills in 4 days, and he has used more of the elixir in the pill refining room. A total of 348 fan pill and 41 treasure pill, all of which are more commonly used. Tomorrow is March 5th. Wakai called Chu Yuncheng to the main courtyard, took out 200 fandans of various grades, and 20 treasured pills carefully packaged, and placed them in front of Chu Yuncheng. This.it only took more than 4 days, so many refining successes. Chu Yuncheng said in surprise when he saw Huakai's table full of pill boxes. So many medicine pills generally require at least 40 furnaces. The Wahia pill refining master refining 10 furnaces a day and must ensure all success. Is the opponent really just a pill refining master? He didn't ask why there are so many medicine pills. He took one of the most exquisite boxes and opened it and saw that there were 3 medicine pills in it, with 2 layers of pill rime on it. This is Pizui pill, the 7-rank Bao pill. Some people have unstable foundations and insufficient accumulation of breakthrough shantian and even foundation building. They can repair the foundation after eating Pizui pill. Wakai said to Chu Yuncheng. Can this kind of medicine pill be used above the foundation building level? Chu Yuncheng looked at Wakai and asked cautiously. You must know that the reason most masters above the Qi level cannot break through is that they didn't have a strong foundation when they were young. Pei Sui Dan, perhaps it represents the hope of a foundation building environment. It's useful, but the effect is much smaller. Generally, at least grade 9 or higher Baodin is required for foundation building and above to achieve the maximum effect. Huakai replied. This one will be counted as 10,000 gold. 30,000 gold. Chu Yuncheng thought for a while and said. Wakai nodded. Baodan's value generally does not exceed 10,000 gold, which Chu Yuncheng gave more. 20 Baodin, worth a total of 114,000 gold. Chu Yuncheng raised his hand and all Baodin disappeared, and they began to identify 200 fandan. The final price of 200 vandans was 142,030 gold, and the total value has exceeded the total amount of elixir brought by Chu Yuncheng this time. Taking into account the last transaction between the elixir and medicine pill, I should pay you 73,204 gold. I will give you the cash now. I don't know when I will wait for the next transaction. Chu Yuncheng said. Don't give me the medicine pill money, and continue to collect elixir. Except for the most common elixir, such as Peiyuan pill, rejuvenation pill, and small renewal pill, we will purchase all the other elixir of 3rd rank and above. It is also necessary. There is no way to refine Baodin without a 3rd rank elixir. Wakai said. Chu Yuncheng nodded in order to understand. This time I brought so many elixir, and after refining so many medicine pills, there must be a lot of elixir left, but Chu Yuncheng is not jealous at all. The biggest profit from so many medicine pills is the 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce. These medicine pills a lot of strength that can help the Chu family ascension. He will hide the secrets of the Hua family anyway. Chu Yuncheng has left, and the next time he comes is the time for the Wahia caravan to return. However, the 4 Seas Chamber of Commerce left a shop in Wahiapu. This shop does not sell department stores or food, but only sells some strange art, and there are not many guests who come to watch. Everyone is curious about how this shop makes money. When Wakai waited for Chu Yuncheng to leave, he went to the school to visit the young students of the next family, and gave more than 20 children in the Tianzi class a medicine pill suitable for their growth. The resources were used on the future pillars of the Hua family. Wakai only then was he satisfied. He saw Shui Chen, who was in class, in the 1st class of Tianzi. Shui Chen. Body tempering level 1. Qualification. SS+. Physique. 11. Strength. 19. Will. 44. Talent skills. Never forget. Draw inferences from one another, plan tactics, understand the mind. Mind method. Meditation Ju, Zon level low level mental method Dacheng. Martial skill. Split air spear intermediate martial skill Xiaocheng. Loyalty. 99. 23%. Chapter 131. Shui Chen has entered the body tempering realm. He looks good now. Although his body is thin, he is no longer sick. Wakai's requirement for him in a winter is to train martial skill and mental skills to strengthen his physical fitness. His physical fitness has reached 11 points, but his vigor value has reached 19 points. This is the fear of SS plus aptitude. Wakai took medicine pill for Wamo and other geniuses. Now that the Hua family has the strength of the family, there is no need to hide, but he still tells everyone not to tell others about taking medicine pill easily. These teenagers all nod their heads and promise. Only Shui Chen in the corner of the classroom sat here with a smile and did not speak. In fact, everyone was used to him. Everyone in the school knows that Wamo is the most powerful of all young people, and he is the first of the 10 young people in Wahiapu. However, the people in the Tianzi first class knew that Shui Pan, who was sitting in the classroom and didn't like to talk all day, was the most terrifying existence in the whole school. Shui Chen is always the most serious in class. As long as the teacher tells him, he can remember everything. He is the number one in the monthly assessment except for martial skill, and he knows the most about all humanities, history, and book records. The most important thing is that Shui Chen, who used to be the worst martial skill among the 10 young masters of Wahiapu, only took more than 4 months to make up for his shortcomings in martial skill. Now, although he is not outstanding in the class, he is still not the worst, but the one who has made the most progress in the eyes of the teacher. Shui Chen, come to the main courtyard with me. Hua Kai said to Shui Chen, who was on the side after dividing medicine pill. He didn't give Shui Chen medicine pill, because Shui Chen was the only one in the Hua family who was taking medicine pill forever. If he can continue to take little Huan pill, Shui Chen's erysipelas is already very strong, and he can no longer take medicine pill easily. When everyone heard Hua Kai's name called Shui Chen, they all showed envious expressions. Going with the patriarch to the main courtyard was the rhythm of ascension, but Shui Chen had a calm face and looked mature like an adult. Back in the main courtyard, Hua Kai asked Shui Chen to wait in the living room. He entered the pill refining room to find a pill recipe. Qing body pill. 8th-grade Bao pill. Medicinal materials. The main medicine Qingtigyu, the 5th-rank spirit fruit, the black snake skin, the 3rd-rank spirit medicine, the blood vine, the 3rd-rank spirit medicine. Efficacy. Eliminate erysipelas from the body, increase the physical fitness of the user, and replenish true qi in the body. This is the highest grade Bao pill that Hua Kai can refine now. The green body fruit happened to be sent by Chu Yuncheng a few days ago. Considering that Shui Chen has reached the age of rapid physical growth, if he is not sure about the erysipelas in his body, maybe it would affect his physical development, so Hua Kai planned to refine a clean body pill for him. The family luck value accumulated for the whole night was only in his early 200s, and Hua Kai saw that this time he had refined 7 clear body pills. Leaving the bedroom with the medicine pill, Shui Chen still sat in the living room and waited quietly. He sent a clear body pill to Shui Chen. After eating it, too many side effects caused by eating medicine pill before disappeared. Hua Kai said. Shui Chen saw that the medicine pill was tinged with a hint of cyan, and the medicine pill was surrounded by 2 layers of salvia. Knowing its preciousness, he took it and took a bite. Hua Kai waited for Shui Chen to react. After a while, Shui Chen's face turned red, and then his entire neck turned red. It didn't take long for him to hear Shui Chen's stomach gurgling. This medicine pill effect is quite strange. Home, Patriarch, I need to rush, Shui Chen said blushingly. Go, Hua Kai said with a smile. He could feel that Shui Chen might have diarrhea if he didn't leave. The effect of this clear body pill was amazing. One afternoon, Shui Chen was about to get out of the void, and by night Shui Chen didn't even have the strength to get up on the toilet. In fact, Hua Kai didn't know that this clear body pill was usually used to clean up his own erysipelas in the Shantian realm. He gave a precious 8th-rank special treasure pill to a 12-year-old child. NS. I waited until I didn't see Shui Chen coming back at night. In the end, Shui Pan told Hua Kai about Shui Chen. Hua Kai gave 5 small pills to Shui Pan. With Shui Chen's current body, these medicine pills are enough for him. If it is not enough, he can go to the Lingtian to find Shu Hua, where the spiritual fluid Hua Kai has stored tens of thousands of caddies, which is enough for him to replenish his spiritual qi. Before dawn on March 5th, Wahiabao began to quarrel. 49 carriages lined up neatly on the martial arts ground, the groom began to feed the horses, and the Wahia caravan was ready to set off. Hua Kai woke up early in the morning and came out of the bedroom. He saw that his mother had put his business clothes neatly on the table. He might have heard that he had gotten up. Hua Kai saw his grandmother and mother come in with washing water. This is a manifestation of the love of the elders for him. Hua Kai did not refuse. After washing, he waited quietly for his mother and grandma to dress him. The family members who came to the dining hall for business had almost eaten breakfast. Hua Kai discussed with his grandpa about the arrangements for today's departure while eating. When the day lighted up, Hua Kai took the core members of the Hua family to the martial arts ground to offer incense to the ancestors. After drinking the wine handed over by the village elders, the business trip this year was starting from now on. I bid farewell to my family one by one at the gate of the outer village. At this time, a member of the Hua family came back on horseback, saying that the Han family caravan was out of the city, and the Hua family caravan slowly left the city gate. This year, the Chinese caravan has 112 horses. Except for 5 BMWs, the rest are full horses. Huang's caravan was already waiting outside Huahiapu under the leadership of his second uncle Huang Guangwen. This year, there were 12 Huang's carriages and 42 businessmen. It is also very rare that it is the first time that the business has such a scale. The Chen family and Yu family caravans have also stopped on both sides of the official road. They will follow the Hua family only when the Hua family caravan comes. Hua Kai rode on a horse and looked at Xiaoqiang on the carriage. This time he asked Xiaoqiang to follow the caravan. One reason was that Xiaoqiang could warn of danger, and the other reason was that as long as Xiaoqiang was in the caravan, he could monitor the caravan. In all actions, when you enter the grassland, you will not find your position when you meet with the caravan. The banner of the Han family has finally arrived. It is still the old carriage of last year. There are less than 100 people on toured by more than 30 carriages, which is much worse than the size of the Hua family caravan. Moreover, Hua Kai found that the Han family had only one aerodynamic leader, the leader of the Han family. This year, the Han family's business strength has decreased a lot. Jia's family also sent only one Qi training scene this year. Jia Zan went to the border to participate in the war. The leader Jia saw the Hua's caravan take the initiative to slow down and let the Hua's caravan follow the Han's caravan. This was an initiative to give way. Ns. Hua Kai was also welcome, and ordered the caravan to keep up with the Han family. The Huang family followed the Hua family, followed by the Yu family and the Chen family. After a few miles, the Zheng family caravan was also waiting in front. He followed Huang. In the end, the Yu family gave way behind the house. Caravans are all particular about their business positions. Although the Yu family has a spirit of training, who makes the Zheng family and the Hua family closer. On the official road, Huakai clearly felt that the carriage was easier to walk this year. As long as the horses are pulled in the front, the carriage can run quickly. At this time, the veterans of the Hua family began to tell the new players what they should pay attention to. Huakai heard a smile on the corner of his mouth. The scene last year seemed like what happened yesterday, but the strength of Hua family is much stronger than last year. After Wang Fushan, the Han family caravan speeded up, and the Hua family easily followed behind the Han family. More than half of the business groups, including Huang, Zheng, Yu, Chen and Jia, used carriages produced by Huahiapu. However, some families can only buy the old models from last year because the new carriages are too expensive. The speed of the various caravans has begun to show. Huakai has counted years. This year, the number of caravans from the Guangxian commercial group to the Xiongnu nation has reached 28, which is more than double the number of caravans last year. There are more than 1,500 business personnel, but the real combat power may not be as good as last year. This seems very troublesome. By noon, I didn't see that the Han family was about to form a special emergency team. Hua Kai asked his grandfather to call the 4 responsible persons. The 5 caravans were headed by Hua Sheng, Zhuang, Huang Guangwen, and Yu Jiatang. A special emergency team of 20 people was formed, of which 20 people are above the aerodynamic level, used to detect the enemy's situation and respond to various crises. In the afternoon, the Hua family may be too tight to follow. The Han family caravan speeded up. Many caravans in the Guangxian business group were very far apart. The Han family did not intend to stop and wait, and the Hua family would not bother about it. This year, the Han family may not be too concerned about caravans that are too weak for safety. They have collected road guidance fees from various families in Guangxian County and do not intend to protect them. In the evening, I arrived outside Xinwen County. This year, the Guangxian caravan was very sparse, nearly half less than last year. I saw washing coming to Huakai with worry all over here. It may not be easy to go business this year. The number of caravans has been reduced so much, and there must be more trouble on the road. Hua Xing said to Hua Kai. Let's not worry this year. The carriage has been transformed into a defensive ascension. As long as we don't leave the team's defensive circle, it will be difficult for the horse thieves to break through our defense. Moreover, this year our caravan is more than twice as strong as last year. Be careful, it should be fine. Huakai has set up a gun slot on the side of all the carriages of the family to defend against the impact of the horse team. Putting the long spear into the ordinary horse team will be several times more difficult to break the defense of the Wahia team, and this year the caravan has one more air training environment. A sharpshooter, below the chi level of training, under Shui Pan's bow is just an arrow. Hua Xing can only nod when he hears this. This year, the Wahia caravan is likely to be on his own. Hua Kai has decided to leave the caravan tomorrow. He has to make decisions for the caravan, although he leaves. He has been in business for decades, but this year he feels the most pressure. In the early morning of March 6, the Guangxian business group was just preparing to make breakfast and the caravan tent was confiscated. Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng left the Wahia caravan on horseback. He did not go to the direction of Jinan Guoli City, but all the way. Go west and then go south to Achang. 23%. Chapter 132. Traveling all the way west from Xinwen County, this is the core area of Qi State, and there will be pedestrians passing by from time to time on the official road. Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng were not riding fast, so they stopped to rest when they encountered villages and temporary inns on the road. It took 5 days to arrive at Achang without incident. This is a county seat of Qi State in name. Because the land is not fertile due to the mountains and the distance to the Dongling Mountains is too close, Qi State does not pay much attention to Achang. Achang is located in a valley. The surrounding people are mid-levels and open fields. Because the terrain is good and it is one of the important places to enter the Zhao country, there are many people in life here, and the county is larger than Guangxian. Huakai walked into Achang and looked at the terraced fields in the mountains outside the city. He couldn't help but sigh for the people's hard work. Achang is far from the sea and far from the prosperous area of Qingzhou. After Achang, it is the mountainous Mount Tai County. The terrain is also not suitable for large-scale business, so here can only focus on agricultural development. Because of the high yield of spiritual qi, many parts of the world are dominated by farming inside the city walls. Huakai saw that there were many villages with walls outside Achang. You could see cattle working in the fields everywhere. Only after entering the inner city did you see horses walking across the street, and most of them were horses and strong horses. Seeing that a restaurant is well decorated, Huakai and Han Jinsheng planned to eat here first. When the two came to the shop, Shower was also clever. Seeing the two came over to take the horse and handed the horse to Shower, Huakai took out a couple of silver and threw it over. The Shower happily took the horse to the backyard to feed it. There are not many guests when entering the hotel. Huakai found a seat by the window. The boss saw Huakai's decorations as if he were traveling family members. Han Jinsheng looked like a prairie man and looked like a guard. The shot is the most atmospheric. What does the guest officer want? Our store just received a good barbarous cow yesterday. Would you like to have a tasting of 2 caddies? The boss looked at Huakai and said with a smile. What's delicious for you? Just go, money can't do without you. Huakai returned with a smile. Okay, the guest officer is not from Achang, but we are a must-see for the glorious grass here. There is half an immortal grass that is greedy for the dead. Please wait a moment for the guest officer. The boss finished speaking and went on. This Wangguang grass is the first-rank spiritual herbs, which can only be found on the cliffs. You have to take them within 3 days after collection, otherwise the effect of the medicine will be lost. It is not easy for this shop to use spiritual herbs for cooking. Watching the boss go down, Shower delivered nuts for the two to pass the time. Soon the boss came up with the dishes himself. There are a total of 4 dishes, all of which are quite simple but the ingredients are good, and they have a different flavor in your mouth. Boss, we are from Guangxian. I don't know what good things are in this city. Huakai looks like a family boy who is playing. These boys like to buy some local specialties when they come to every place. My son, you can be regarded as asking the right person. The most famous thing in Achang is the white jade wax wood tree of the county-respected Yao family. Many big families are not available for one tree. Although this Yao family is only a 7th-class family. The boss is a talkative person, and he also knows what the elder brothers like Huakai are most interested in, and in a short while, Huakai has almost understood the entire force of Achang. Achang respects the Yao family from the 7th grade family. There are 3 other families in the city but all belong to the 9th grade family. This year, Achang also responded to the Lindsay City call for order and sent more than 2,000 soldiers to Leling City. Huakai felt that the city seemed a little bit depressed. In addition, the Yao family has a spiritual tree named White Jade Wax Tree. As a 7th level spiritual tree, it is a rare training material. The Yao family also occasionally uses white jade wax tree to trade with the big family, indicating that this white jade wax tree is cultivated. It's not easy. Boss, where did you buy this hangguang grass? Can I buy a few? After the meal, I actually spent 12 gold at the checkout. If I don't know that half of the hangguang grass is as a panacea, Wakai thought he was slaughtered. This is only occasionally sent to our hotel by people from outside the village. We can only save it for a week at most with special methods. If the sun wants our hotel to have 3 plants here. Speaking with a smile. 3 Han Guangsao 60 taels of gold, the price is already very cheap. Huang Guangsao can barely enter the level of spiritual herbs, and can only be used as side medicine in the prescriptions in the pill refining room, but this also lights up more than a dozen pill recipes. I wanted to take a rest in this city and head to Handan, the capital of Zhao State. However, knowing that this Yao family has 7 grade spirit trees, Huakai planned to stay here for a few more days to see if it is possible to take this white jade wax tree. Get it? I found an inn, which was only 100 meters away from Yao Mansion. Wakai and Han Jinsheng wandered around the streets of the city to see if Acheng could find the elixir he needed. When I came to one of the largest pharmacies, there were a lot of mountainous elixir in Acheng, and some of them were the elixir that was not in the pill refining room. The shopkeeper, if there are any high-end elixir, I will definitely give the boss a reasonable price. Huakai saw that the shopkeeper had all first-rank and second-rank elixir, and said, I do have high-quality elixir in this store, but I won't show it easily. The owner looked at Wakai and said deliberately, let's do it then. I want all these elixirs. The store, you settle the account first, and we will talk about the high-quality elixir when we are finished. Huakai knew that the other party was afraid that he had no money. After all, the price of any third-rank elixir more than 1,000 gold. A total of 31 first-rank elixir, 6 second-rank elixir, thanks to the patronage of 4,150 gold. The store looked at Huakai after calculating the price of the elixir. Wakai took out a purple gold coin and put it on the table. Most of the people who could take out the purple gold coin were big families, and the store smiled when he saw it. My son, you see that I don't know Mount Tai. The high-quality elixir is kept by our patriarch. If the son needs me, I can take you to see our patriarch, but you have to rest here first. This is to inform the patriarch. Wakai knew that this drugstore was Yao's property. After waiting for half an hour at the drugstore, the owner returned. Huakai followed the drugstore owner into the Yao family mansion from the side entrance. Although this Yao mansion is not as luxurious as the Guangxian Han family, it occupies more than half of the center of A County. Huakai entered and discovered that there are many spiritual herbs and ling rice, but it looks very sparse, and it is too far away from the ling rice in the Hua family's ling tian. In fact, Huakai didn't know that many families spent 30 kilograms of ling rice to plant 1 mu of spiritual land. When I came to a courtyard, the courtyard pavilion was beautiful, with rockery streams flowing under the rockery, and I felt that the spiritual qi here is about twice the ordinary spiritual qi, and there should be a spiritual formation. This prince, our master, is over 100 years old this year. The princes have all been on the battlefield in response to Lindsay City's call. By that time, you should speak softly. The drugstore owner said to Huakai outside a courtyard, arrive. Entering the courtyard, Huakai saw an old man with a streaked face lying on a recliner, saw the drugstore owner bringing Huakai in, and slowly opened his eyes. Wakai finally knew that the pharmacy mainly let himself speak in a low voice. Looking at the old man on the recliner, Wakai was afraid that if he walked louder, he would scare him away. This old man has reached the point where the lamp is dry and the oil is exhausted. Because of the lack of blood qi, the whole person is abnormally thin and his skin is particularly loose. The guest officer is here, please sit down. Don't be surprised if you can't move when you are old. Although this looked like this, he felt very confident when he spoke. Wakai checked that the other party was actually a cultivation base. You don't need to be polite, the old man. I heard the pharmacy shop owner said that there are high-level elixir. I came to buy the elixir. Wakai bowed to his eyes and said, there are a lot of high-level elixir in the Yao family. I don't know where the son is from. The old man asked Wakai's origin. High-level elixir is a strategic material in the family, and it is generally not easy to sell. The Hua family in Guangxian City, a small ordinary family, the old man will not only sell elixir to the family. Wakai whispered. The old man sighed when he heard this. He pointed to the owner of the drugstore, and then said, go and get the yin cold demon flame grass. Hua Kai closed his eyes and stopped moving when he saw the old man saying this. He could only wait quietly. After a few minutes, the owner of the drugstore came and took a crystal jade box. After opening it, a gloomy evil spirit radiated from the black spiritual herbs in the jade box. Hua Kai checked that this is a 5th rank elixir, which mainly acts on severed limbs. Bone growth can only be used as a side medicine, and can only be used in refining spirit pills. Young master, this yin cold demon flame grass belongs to the 5th rank elixir, and the price is 6,000 gold. You can take this 5th rank elixir by paying another 150 gold. The drugstore owner said to Hua Kai. Yin Han demon flame grass can be reborn from broken bones. As a pill preparation, 6,000 gold is not expensive. I don't know if there are other high-level elixir in the Yao family. The price is all easy to say. Hua Kai glanced at Yin Han Mo Yansao speaking of. The old man lying in the pavilion opened his eyes when he heard this. Although this yin cold demon flame grass belongs to the 5th rank elixir, it can only be used as an auxiliary drug of the elixir, and its effect will be infinitely reduced, if not because yin han demon flame grass is easy to store. Yao's family has already thrown it away. Today Hua Kai actually knows the purpose of yin han demon flame grass, and it costs 6,000 gold to buy it. You still have money to buy a panacea. Hearing Hua Kai said that he belonged to the Hua family in Guangxian County, the old man had no hope. He didn't remember any powerful Hua family in Guangxian. Most people would not use the own family to lie. But seeing Hua Kai being able to easily wave Wanjin out and knowing such a rare elixir as yin cold demon flame grass made him interested in Hua Kai. If it weren't for any special heavenly and mortal treasures, I think I could still buy it. I don't know if there is any elixir boy in the Yao family who wants to increase their knowledge. Hua Kai looked at the old man. If he could find more from the Yao family, even if he doesn't have the best elixir, he should be able to talk to the other side about the white jade wax tree after buying this yin han demon flame grass. 23%. Chapter 133. Go and fetch blue rock red heart lotus. The old man said in a deep voice to the drugstore owner. Patriarch, this. If you let you go, you can go. The old man closed his eyes again after speaking. Hua Kai seemed to have heard of blue rock red heart lotus, but he didn't think of it for a while. After waiting for nearly 10 minutes, the owner of the drugstore brought 2 Jia Ding in. The 2 Jia Ding carefully carried an ancient wooden box and put it in. He left in the middle of the attic. At this time, the old man's eyes slowly opened, and the pharmacy shopkeeper walked to the old man and helped him up. The old man got off the couch and walked to the wooden box. Looking at the handheld wooden box, Hua Kai saw runes flashing past the wooden box, and the box naturally opened. This box turned out to be a special treasure. I think my Yao family was still a 3rd-rank family 100 years ago. It's because the children and grandchildren are not filial. The old man stepped aside, and Hua Kai saw the baby in the box. Blue rock red heart lotus, 7th-rank elixir. Born in volcanic blue rock. After taking it, it can eliminate heart's demon, increase the perception of the power of the rules, and have the effect of the qualifications of ascension users. It turned out to be a 7th-grade elixir. Hua Kai knows that in the pill refining room the general 1, 2, and grade medicine pills can be used to refine the pill, the 3rd and 4th rank elixir are used to refine the treasure pill, and the 5th and the 6th rank elixir can be used to refine the pill, and the 7th grade or above. The elixir can be used to refine the elixir. Although this blue rock red heart lotus is not heavenly and mortal treasures, it is also a rare spiritual quenching, no worse than Wanian purple ginseng. If you can pay 100,000 gold, this blue rock red heart lotus is yours. After watching, he returned to the recliner and lay down. Hua Kai looked at blue rock red heart lotus, although I don't know how long it has been stored, but the petals of the lotus are still like new life, just a closer look and you can feel your mind clear. I don't have any Zijin coins, but I have some medicine pills here. I don't know if they can be exchanged. Hua Kai said. Yes. The old man didn't open his eyes and said. Hua Kai also knows the mood of the old man. Looking at the appearance of the owner of the drugstore, he should be the owner of a Chung, the owner of the Yao family. But at this age, it still bears the responsibility of the head of the family, which shows that the Yao family is already on the path of decline. It's the old man's helpless move to exchange blue rock red heart lotus with money. They do not have the genius suitable for taking this elixir, and they will also lose the ability to protect this elixir. It is their best to be able to exchange it for money. Method. These are 18 Baodin. The value is about 90,000 gold. This is 50 Vandans. The value is more than 10,000 caddies. You can prioritize the Dan. Hua Kai took out the medicine pill from his sleeve and put it on the table. The owner of the pharmacy had dealt with medicinal materials all his life. He saw the pill refining on Baodan and knew that it must have come from Master Pill Refining. Master, they are all good medicine pill. The owner of the drugstore turned around and said to the old man after checking. The old man lay on the chair and didn't respond. He seemed to be asleep. The pharmacy owner signaled that Hua Kai could leave. At this time, Hua Kai looked at the old man not far away and spoke. I heard that the Yao family's white jade wax tree is very good as a 7th grade spiritual tree. I don't know if the Yao family is willing to sell a white jade wax tree to the next. The price will satisfy the Yao family. Hua Kai looked into the distance. The old man said. The old man seemed to have really fallen asleep and did not respond at all. The owner of the drugstore reminded Hua Kai to leave quickly, and the Yao family mainly rested. Patriarch Yao, no matter how precious the spirit wood is, there is a price. You can give a price, maybe we accept it. Hua Kai ignored the blockade of the drugstore owner and still spoke. 7th rank spirit woods can make 7th rank spears. If you know that 5th rank weapons can be passed down, the 6th rank weapons are exclusive to the Shantian realm. The 7th rank weapons are difficult to own even in the foundation building realm. White jade wax tree is the best spear. Good materials have the same value as a finished 6th rank weapon. You can't afford the price. When someone thought that the old man would not care about Hua Kai, Patriarch Yao spoke. If Patriarch Yao doesn't speak, how can I know if I can't afford it? Hua Kai said. White jade wax tree. Yao's family is only the last one left. If you want, you can use a 6th rank big ring knife to change it. You still need to guarantee the safety of my Yao family for 30 years. Can you do it, Road? Perhaps, we can change another condition, but Patriarch Yao knows the life medicine. You have a life medicine. The old man suddenly opened his eyes when he heard Hua Kai talk about life medicine. The old state just now seemed to be an illusion. Yes, but my longevity Dan is far worse than your 7th grade spirit wood. Hua Kai said while looking at the Yao Patriarch. Life medicine is generally only refined by Master Pill Refining in the foundation building, and it still takes its own life to refining successfully. The Yao family is only a 7th grade family, and in any case, it is impossible for a Master Pill Refining to practice Qi refining for him. Life medicine. The purple gold coin just now can be given to you, and all the seedlings of the white jade wax tree cultivated by the Yao family can also be given to you. In addition, the Yao family also has some elixir. Can the life medicine let me take a look first? Patriarch Yao seems to have found a life-saving straw. Now he can only live for a few years at most. As long as he doesn't die, everyone has to worry about his dying revenge. When he really dies, some families will not let go of weakness. Yao's house. 100 life pill, increase life expectancy for 20 years, and keep the body to its best condition for 1 year. If Yao Patriarch takes the breakthrough Shantian, the Yao family may be promoted to the 6th grade family. Hua Kai said aloud. Patriarch Yao knows that there is no point in Hua Kai deceiving him at this time. There is no genius willing to provoke an old man who is dying. This kind of old man is looking forward to a scene before his death, and it is best to pull a few backs. We still have 2 5th rank elixir in our family, 11 4th rank elixir, and more than 33rd rank elixir. Family Master Yao said with his eyes wide open. Not enough, Hua Kai said. Yao's family still has some shops in Acheng. The Yao family thought for a while and said, except for the white jade wax tree, the Yao family's valuable things are very limited. I don't want your shop either. This time the Yao family owes the Hua family a favor. Although the Hua family is not a family in Guangxian, it also has 8 people in the Qi training stage and nearly 100 people in the air. In 700 miles, spirit woods are more common here. I think our 2 families have a basis for cooperation. Hua Kai said this, but it was out of the Yao family's expectation. He did not expect that the Hua family, as an ordinary family, would be no worse than the Yao family in strength. After Hua Kai finished speaking, he took out 1 Bai Shou Dan. Last time he successfully refined 3 of them and gave Chu Yuncheng 1. Now both of them are in his body. The Hua family is now not short of money and can exchange for white jade wax tree such a 7-rank spiritual tree, plus a 6th rank family as an ally, could not be better. Patriarch Yao glanced at Bai Shou Dan and knew that this medicine pill was great, and Bufin, who knew it by looking at the 3-layer Danyun, he took the Bai Shou Dan and looked at Hua Kai with an unspeakable impulse. Brewing in his heart, a voice shouted in his heart, as long as you kill the two people in front of him, Bai Shodan is own, White Jade Wax Tree is still Yao's family, and even the elixir behind Hua Kai'al will return to Yao's hands. Hua Kai also felt the Yao Patriarch's gaze that seemed to tear himself apart. He was ready to enter the family secret realm space and run away at any time, waiting for Wushu to wait for the Hua family's aura to save himself. Baoguang Luli, the food in the bottle is enough for him to eat for 300 years. Patriarch Yao looked at Hua Kai with a smile on his face, but there was no trace of fear in his eyes. He suddenly thought of the medicine pill that Hua Kai had just traded with him. Without a powerful pill refining division, he couldn't refine it at all. What a high-quality medicine pill. Looking at the Bai Shodan in front of me, this made the Yao Patriarch fear for a while. If Hua Kai had a problem here, the Yao family might have to bear the anger of a pill-refining master. My little friend, in this case, it's all because the Yao family owes you a favor. Please mention any instructions you have. As long as the Yao family can do it, they will never refuse. Patriarch Yao said. Forget it today. Patriarch Yao will take 100 life pill first. I will come back tomorrow. Hua Kai said. Patriarch Yao asked the owner of the pharmacy to bring all the elixir of the third rank and above to Hua Kai, and he had to return the purple gold core to him. Hua Kai couldn't stop it and could only accept it in the end. Back at the inn in the evening, Hua Kai entered the pill refining room. He saw that there were only 2 pill recipes for Blue Rock Red Heart Lotus in the space, and Blue Rock Red Heart Lotus was used as the main medicine. One is the second rank elixir, which requires 2 7th-class elixir and more than a dozen 6th rank elixir. After a glance at Hua Kai, he gave up this pill recipe. The possibility that the elixir is ready is too small. The second is the 7th-rank spirit pill. Except for the Blue Rock Red Heart Lotus, as the main medicine, as long as the 5th-rank elixir and 2 4th-rank elixir are used, the number of elixir below the 3rd rank is large but not available. Hard to find. The main function is to purify the body. True Qi, the power of ascension rules, is a medicine pill taken during the foundation building period. In addition, Hua Kai also went to the space to check the weapons that can be forged in white jade waxwood, called white jade fine gold breaking gun, 7th-grade treasure weapon. Forging also requires 10 taels of purple gold, 10 jin of void stone, and 5 jin of flame black stone. Mica essence stone 1 caddy, 5 taels of gold and 20 taels of silver. All this is the most difficult of 10 taels of purple gold. There are all kinds of strange stones in other Hua Kai spaces, but forging this white jade fine gold breaking gun requires 2,900 family luck, and the comprehensive strength of the Hua family has just exceeded 2,400 points. To forge, you can only wait later. In the early morning of the next day, Hua Kai just got up to wash, and saw a lot of people gathered outside the inn. An elderly man walked into the inn with a few family members. Hua Kai almost didn't recognize that the old man was the Patriarch Yao he had seen yesterday. I have seen a little friend. Yesterday's poor reception. I let guests stay here. Please go to Yao Mansion today. I have prepared the best guest room. Yao Patriarch, in front of the owner of the inn, politely to Hua Kai speaking of. Then trouble Patriarch Yao. Hua Kai didn't refuse. He didn't have much courtesy. The inn shower took the 2 horses out and handed them to the Yao family. The 2 went back to the Yao mansion with the Patriarch Yao. Seeing that Patriarch Yao was a few dozen years younger today, and he has completely lost the dying appearance of yesterday, he was also surprised by the effect of this Bai Shodan. It seems that the last 100 life pill can't be given easily. Hua Kai couldn't help thinking in his heart. 24%. Chapter 134 The Fourth Alley. Invited by the Yao family master to the Yao mansion, Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng were taken to a courtyard of Tingshui Pavilion, with a beautiful maid serving by the side, and all kinds of freshly picked fruits were placed on the table. This family life is really enjoyable. At lunch, Patriarch Yao invited him to a banquet. Hua Kai came to the living room of the Yao family meeting and saw 2 long tables placed on the main seat. Patriarch Yao was already waiting above. The Yao family put Hua Kai in the main position. The significance of this is obvious. The Acheng County Zun can only accompany him in a flat position. Hua Kai knows that the Yao family intends to get closer to Hua Kai, even lowering the posture of owning. Half head, put yourself in the second place. Although the Hua family is just an ordinary family, with Hua Kai's posture, it is inevitable to make a family and even higher in the future. The rise of a family is accompanied by many opportunities and challenges. The Yao family is a declining middle-class family. With the car of the Hua family, you can share the development dividend of the Hua family. Hua Kai sat parallel to the Yao family master, and Han Jinsheng was accompanied by important members of the Yao family. The maids filled with wine, and various low-grade elixir and savage beast meat dishes were placed on the table. The scene is not worse than that of the Han family in Guangxian. The bells and drums of the musicians sounded, and the beautiful woman began to perform beautifully. At this time, the head of the Yao family looked at Hua Kai and spoke. Little friend Hua, I won't say thank you. This time, in response to the Lindsay cities, calling order, everyone in the Yao family has basically been on the battlefield. Yao's family only has 8 members in the Qi training realm. The aristocratic family borrowed 3 Qi training realms to reach the standard of the 7th grade family's collection order. But today I was out of Yao Mansion, and I believe that the 3 major families can also see it. They should be quiet now. Patriarch Yao said to Hua Kai with a smile. Hua Kai heard what the other party said, knowing that the other party was looking for an opportunity to communicate with him in depth, and the Hua family was also in need of friends, and the future road would be broader with the addition of a 7th-class family. Then congratulations to the Yao family master. I heard that Acheng is rich in various spirit trees. It happens that the Hua family is in the arms business. If our two can cooperate in depth, it would be great. Hua Kai also offered to cooperate. Although Acheng is relatively poor, the spirit wood and medicinal materials are special products. Just tell me what spirit wood and medicinal materials the Hua family needs, and I will immediately send someone to Guangxian City. Patriarch Yao also heard Hua Kai's words. The meaning of alliance, so I quickly said happily. It's easy to say, has Patriarch Yao ever thought about breakthrough to practice aura? I want to be able to enter Shantian, and all problems in Yao family can be solved. Hua Kai took the initiative to talk about the realm of Patriarch Yao. If he can't break through to Shantian, 20 years later, he must die. Bai Shoudan can only give him enough blood qi for 1 year. After a year, it is basically impossible to break through. Oh, I have entered the Zochan realm for 50 years. When I was young, I thought that one day I could break through and enter Shantian. Later, after many efforts, my thoughts faded. Xiao Yu Hua, what can I do? Patriarch Yao said hopefully. The medicine pills that can break through realm are all scarce medicine pills. Generally, pill refining divisions rarely refine them. Hua Kai has only prepared 4 batches of broken barrier pills and 1 batch of Shenglong pills for so long. These medicine pills are rarely shown to people. I have a medicine pill that can break through the Shantian realm. Hua Kai said embarrassingly. Also ask the little friend of Hua to help the Yao family. The Yao family is willing to become the most steadfast ally of the Hua family. Hearing this sentence from the Yao family master, Hua Kai heard the system prompt in his mind. Congratulations to the host. The Hua family has acquired a new ally, a Cheng Yao family, 7th rank family, and family luck is +112. Hua Kai has been paying attention to the system prompts. If there is no system prompt, it means that the Yao family can't believe it. When the system prompt sounded, Hua Kai breathed a sigh of relief. Finally, all his efforts were not in vain. The two chatted for a while to strengthen family cooperation. After the banquet, Patriarch Yao came to the pavilion where Hua Kai lived, and Hua Kai asked Han Jinsheng and his servants to retreat. This is broker breaking pill. Patriarch Yao will take it first. You now only have 1 year to break through the Shantian realm. If you can't break through within 1 year, there is basically no hope in this life. Hua Kai took out 1 barrier breaking pill, give it to Patriarch Yao. Patriarch Yao takes a look at it carefully, and then takes it directly. Hua Kai looked at the other party's blood qi constantly surging, and the sweat on Patriarch Yao's forehead didn't fall randomly. He only checked the opponent's attributes with A-level qualifications. This Shantian realm was a huge threshold for him. After more than 10 minutes, Hua Kai saw Patriarch Yao wake up with a disappointed look on his face. Patriarch Yao failed to make a breakthrough, and because of the eagerness of true qi, he had suffered some internal injuries. My destiny. It seems that I have no chance to enter the Shantian realm in my old age. Thank you, little friend. If there is anything in the future, the little friend will send someone to notify the Yao family. As long as the Yao family can do it, they will do their best. Although he was extremely sorry, he could feel that true qi in his whole body was gradually becoming Shantian for a moment, but the feeling was only fleeting. Pashong pill belongs to the special medicine pill, among which erysipelas is much stronger than the ordinary medicine pill. Patriarch Yao took this Baozhong pill, and the body can't get rid of erysipelas without 3 months of rest. It's nothing without a breakthrough. Patriarch Yao still has 1 year to go. At the end of September this year, we will return to Guangxian with the Hua family caravan. Then Patriarch Yao can come to the Hua family to find me. I will find a more suitable one for Patriarch Yao's breakthrough. Medicine pill. Hua Kai said comfortingly. Thanks to little friend Hua, I will definitely visit the Hua's family at that time. When you need the white jade wax tree, you can pick it up at will. All the white jade wax tree and even the seedlings in the backyard belong to little Hua. When you want to dig it, you can dig it all away. But now, except for the mother tree, the other small white jade wax trees have not grown up yet, so they are not very useful. Later, Hua Kai was brought to the backyard of Yao's family by the master of Yao's family, where all kinds of spiritual herbs were planted. One of them was a pure white tree with a height of more than 5 meters and a thick arm growing in the center of the elixir courtyard. There are a few young white jade wax trees, but the tallest is less than 1 person tall. This is the white jade wax tree. This mother tree has been here for 300 years. From now on, it will belong to Xiao Yu Hua. These seedlings are all cultivated by us. White jade wax tree generally takes 100 years to be used. Yu makes a spear. The Yao family master pointed to the white tree in front of him and said, "What a 7-rank spirit tree. This is too wasteful for refining weapons. It is better to use it to cultivate more small white jade wax trees." Hua Kai looked at white jade wax tree's straight body. There was a hint of white light all over the body. What to do is now your business for Xiao Yu Hua, it has nothing to do with Yao's family. Besides, I plan to send someone to send Lingmu to Wahiapu this afternoon. Does Xiao Yu Hua need to bring something to the family? The owner said. I lost the white jade wax tree, I lived another 20 years, and the friendship of the Chinese family. This transaction now seems to be a good deal. When Patriarch Yao heard that Wahiabao was being expanded, he planned to send the spirit wood there as soon as possible. No one mentioned the barrier-breaking pill just now. The core interests of the allies are involved, and they must all help each other. This is what the key to maintaining alliances between families. In this case, please help me send these white jade wax trees to Wahiapu. And I think there are a lot of the elixir in Yao's spiritual field. Can you distribute some of the elixir seeds to Hua's family, while the family is also nurturing its own spiritual field? In this way, Hua Kai stayed in Acheng for 3 days. He went around Acheng every day and the Yao family butler would personally accompany him. This allowed him to see the different humanities and customs between Acheng and Guangxian. In addition, he also gained some with light grass. On March 15th, Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng bid farewell to the Yao Patriarch, leaving Acheng on horseback and heading west along the mountain road. On this day, a special team of carriages came from Wahiapu. The front of the carriage was marked with a big Yao. People outside Wahiapu village couldn't help but watch from afar. Seeing here, he hurriedly reported to Hua Zichen. After the family caravan left, Hua Ziji was very busy. The expansion of Wahiabao is not a trivial matter. There are 30 carriages pulling materials from Lindsay City every day, and he often reminds him. The voice of the craftsman. After calculating the cost of spiritual wood he had paid yesterday, he suddenly felt heartache. The biggest cost of the village renovation was wood, especially the carving materials for some special buildings, which were all calculated in gold. Hearing the village guards say that a caravan was sending wood, his first reaction was that the current carpenters were too powerful, and Wahiapu needed a large amount of wood and the other party sent it first. But this is fine, even if you spend a little more money to save the time to buy wood in Lindsay City, the progress of the project will be faster. Take them all to the martial arts field. Go and notify the butler to come over. Hua Ziji came to the gate of the city and motioned to the village guard team to let the other team in. Although Hua Ziji is Huakai's pro-uncle and is responsible for the expansion and construction of the entire village, all the money in the village is in the hands of the Wufu butler. Wufu is the chief butler of the Hua family and the day-to-day manager of the main courtyard. He is the person Hua Kai trusts the most. Hua Kai is not at home and requires him to come forward for many things. Therefore, such a large-scale timber transaction must be called Wufu butler. Hello, I am the second housekeeper of the Yao family in Acheng. I am ordered by the master to send these timbers to Wahiapu. Hua Ziji was a little confused. As a timber merchant, you should not talk about what timber you are carrying. What's the price? Acheng Yao's house. He doesn't know this. This time we brought 3 5th-rank spirit woods, 359 4th-rank spirit woods, 2067 3rd-rank spirit woods, and 5422 2nd-rank spirit woods. Who is Wahiabao Waziji? The man of the second housekeeper asked aloud. 24%. Chapter 135 Battlefield. Hua Ziji didn't understand what was going on, but when he heard the other party was looking for him, he still accepted the list of goods. Why are there so many spirit trees? Why did your master send so many spirit trees to the Hua family? These spirit trees are too valuable. Please wait a moment. We need to discuss the following to decide how many spirit trees we need. Hua Ziji looked at each other and said. This time, the master asked me to send the things. I didn't say anything about asking for money. You just need to sign your name here. By the way, is Shu Hua there? My patron has something I want to hand over to Shu Hua personally. Inside, said the second housekeeper of the Yao family. Hua Ziji is struggling. So many woods are all spirit woods above the second rank, which are worth more than 10,000 gold in Guangxian. Not to mention that the spirit woods needed for the expansion of Wahiapu are enough, but these spirit woods above the third rank are all the best material for making weapons. At this time, the butler of Wufu came, and he saw Hua Ziji talking with the person in charge of the team and walked over. Steward, this is the second steward of the Yao family in Achang. It was the patriarch of the Yao family who asked him to send these spirit woods over. I still don't understand what happened. Hua Ziji saw the Wufu steward and said, Hello, guest from Achang, did your master say why you want to send so many spirit woods to Hua's house? No merit is left, so many spirit woods in Hua's house don't dare to accept it. Regardless of whether it is courage or volitional thinking, the Qi training realm is much higher than that of Hua Ziji, he asked politely. The patriarch of the Hua family came to Achang a few days ago to help the Yao family a lot. The master asked me to send these spirit woods to express his gratitude. The patriarch of the Hua family knew about it. K's reason. In that case, please sign for Sanye. Let the restaurant prepare lunch and send it to the main courtyard. Today, the Wahia will entertain friends from Achang. Wufu butler ordered, and Jiading went to the business district to spread the word. At this time Shu Hua also came. The second housekeeper of the Yao family asked several celebrities to carefully lift a tightly wrapped tree from the carriage, and Shu Hua opened it to look at the eye-opening boss. Is this a high-level spirit tree? Shu Hua said in surprise. This is the 7-rank spirit tree white jade wax tree. This big one is the mother tree. These small trees are all sub-trees. Please transplant it to the spiritual ground as soon as possible, otherwise it may lose too much spiritual qi and it is dangerous. The second housekeeper of the Yao family said to Shu Hua. This is the first time for everyone in the Hua family to see a 7th-rank spirit tree, and it is still a living 7th-rank spirit tree. You must know that many families have 3rd-rank spirit trees as treasures, and the other party actually sent a finished mother tree over. It is said that all the spirit trees worth these carriages together cannot be compared with this 7-level spirit tree. Steward Yao, please come to the main courtyard for a comment. Mr. Shu, you should transplant the spirit tree to the spiritual field as soon as possible. The owner of this must know this. After we talk with Steward Yao, everything will be clear. Now, Hua Fu said. When Wufu and others learned from the Steward Yao that Huakai had gone to Achang and established an ally and cooperative relationship with the Yao family, everyone opened their mouths in surprise. The Yao family is the master of Achang, and their strength is not weaker than the Han family in Guangxian. This time, their attitude is to please the Hua family. They want to know what Huakai did in Achang, but Steward Yao can only knowing the outline of some things, no one can ask anything. In the afternoon, the Yao family team was sent away. The Hua family gave some weapons, cloth, tea and other things as a gift in return. The total value was also more than 1,000 gold. There is a 7th-class family who is willing to be friends with the Hua family, but Huakai has no reason to keep it away. Wahiapu is undergoing a lively construction, and the entire Wahiapu villagers are participating. New small villages outside the village are now unknowingly growing. The huge labor demand of the entire Wahiapu has made the number of villagers outside Wahiapu more than 3,000, and this number is still growing over time. At this time, Leling City was tense. Since the arrival of more than 20,000 reinforcements from Qi State 2 days ago, the 5,000 army of Yan State began to retreat 20 li to camp, and the more than 20,000 troops were unable to enter Leling City. Live in a military camp outside the city. Master Wu, just now some spies said that the country of Yan had sent additional troops. This time the other side sent more than 10,000 cavalry. Our side is weak again. So many people are unable to perform outside Leling City. We have been all day long. Staying in the camp is going to consume the other party. A Chinese family said dissatisfied that since he came here, Chi Guo hasn't been out in the morning. Everyone is in the camp and doesn't know the generals in the camp. What do you think? The war is like this. Are you not satisfied with being able to rest on the battlefield? So that we can go home safely until winter comes. There is no shortage of food for you. Hua Zichen looked at Hua Jiading and said. Suddenly there was the sound of drums at this time. Everyone in the Chinese family hurriedly got up, put on their armors, took their weapons and walked out of the camp tent and led the own war horse. They came outside the camp tent in less than half a stick of incense. At this time, all the cavalry of the Han family only came slowly. When Yizhushang time passed, all cavalry, infantry, and auxiliary soldiers were assembled. From a distance, the Guangxian army was behind the Zongjun Tian's family, while the Hua family was in the Han family's cavalry queue. The position was the highest in the entire array. Good location. At this time, a messenger came to the queue of the Han family, took out a token and handed it to the leader of the Han family. Everyone thought that the Chinese army had a task, but it was the Chinese army's order to deal with the cavalry. Less than Yan's disadvantage, began to strengthen the strength of the left and right wings, and some of the main troops in Guangxian had to be transferred to the right wing. When Hua Ziwan heard the name of the Hua family, her brows couldn't help but frown, because the Hua family, the Li family, and the Wang family were all assigned to the right wing, while the Zheng family, the Shen family, and the Jia family were all assigned to the left wing. All the auxiliary soldiers stayed in the back line. The Han family allocated half of the main force to the center lineup, and the center line sent a part of the auxiliary soldiers to join the Han family lineup. The whole arrangement seemed very coincidental. Everyone from the Hua family came to the right wing on horseback, and when Hua Zichen saw that everyone from the Li family was also coming, he led the Wahiapu people and walked over. As the main force of the 8th rank family, the Li family has 3 Qi training realms, more than a dozen pneumatic realms, and the other 200 main combat soldiers are all body tempering late stage or higher. Because these soldiers are the Guangxian City Defense Army, they are disciplined. It is much better than the average team, and the combat power is not bad. The Li family leader saw Hua Kai wearing silver armor and nodded gently to him. Although there are not many people in the Hua family, they are all masters. Now it is inevitable for the two sides to cooperate with the right wing. After adjusting the position, the barracks were all adjusted. Many strange faces appeared around the people in Wahiapu. On the next morning, a deputy general of the Shantian realm came from the Chinese army. Hua Zichen was killed because of the late-stage cultivation base. As a centurion, I thought that the troops would need to be integrated for a few days before they could go to war, but in the afternoon, Qi State actually pressed the whole army in the direction of Yan State. Hua Zichen frowned. He also learned military formation and art of war in Jixia Academy. Now it is a foundation building from the Tian family who is commanding the entire regiment. He intends to break the enemy forcefully and directly crush the enemy. Victory, but does Qi Guo really have such a strong strength? As the war drums sounded, Hua Zichen sat in Tianlongju and walked slowly. Everyone from the Hua family followed him closely, and the other members of the Hua Zichen Centurion team were also behind everyone from the Hua family. Today as with the Yan Guo A match is likely to be a test for each other. As the Qi and Yan armies get closer and closer to each other, and everyone's heart beats faster and faster with the rhythm of the drums, the infantry in the center also began to close the gap between the formations so that they could deal with the cavalry. It can be easier. Hua Zichen rode on Tianlongju and followed the rhythm of the entire war drum. He could already see the face of the leader of the cavalry team at the forefront of the left wing of the state of Yan. It stands to reason that today is not the best time to start a war. When the two sides are about to come into contact, the drums will stop, and both sides will adapt to the battlefield first, and then wait for the day to come. But seeing that there was only 20 meters away from the opponent's front line, the drums still didn't mean to stop at all. Hua Zichen turned around and told everyone behind him that everyone was ready to accelerate, and the cavalry would not be effective unless they rushed up. NS. All of Yan State were cavalry, and they all speeded up horse stance when they saw Qi State rushing over. At this time, the power of cavalry at such close range could not be exerted much. When the soldiers from both sides came into contact, the shouting and killing sounded throughout the battlefield, and the battle began. Hua Zichen tried his best to gather the people of the Hua family together, and followed the entire right wing to advance slowly. If he couldn't advance, he stopped and tried his best to defend. Anyway, he would not attack rashly. He has the blessing of gods and spirit armors. Generally, he is not in the aerodynamic state. The enemy of one move, the soldiers of the state of Yan saw that Hua Zichen was so difficult to deal with, and they tried to stay away from him as much as possible. The people of Wahiapu seemed a little leisurely in the chaotic battle like this. After fighting for more than 2 hours, Hua Zichen looked in the direction of the center and saw that the infantry in the center was tightly guarded. It was very difficult for the Yan state cavalry to break through. It has already reached the center and rear of the left wing of the state of Yan. If more force penetrates the left wing of the state of Yan, then the center of the state of Yan will be in danger. The center line is generally the most critical and the largest formation in the military line. Many generals put a large number of auxiliary soldiers in the middle. The central front is also the most important of a military formation. It plays a key role in connecting the front, rear, left, and right sides. If the central front is in chaos, the entire earthquake will also be chaotic. Qi Guo's right wing was about to break through Yan Guo's left wing and connect with the opponent's center. At this time, Qi Guo should send more manpower to the right wing to break through the opponent's left wing in one fell swoop, but at this time Hua Zichen heard the retreat. The sound of drums. There was chaos on the right wing of Qi state. Everyone was already in the middle of Yan state's army. Do you want to withdraw? But the military order was like a mountain. The right wing of Qi country could only retreat gradually with the sound of drums. Yan saw the opportunity to entangle some Qi soldiers who had penetrated into their left wing too deep. At this time, no one could take care of them anymore. The center line and the right wing slowly withdrew from the battlefield, leaving behind a corpse in one place. Hua Zichen's eyes were burning with anger. This war seemed to be acting. He could feel that Yan Guo's troops were not very strong. Most of the opponent's 5,000 soldiers were in the body-tempering realm. The country is less than half of the country, and the number of Qi training realms is not many. If Qi Guo really wants to win in one fell swoop, as long as the gap between Shantian realm and above is not big, Yan country will undoubtedly lose. 24%. Chapter 136 Tian Family's Purpose. When Hua Zichen returned to the camp, he saw that the Li family leader was returning with the Guangxian city guard. In this battle, the Li family lost more than a dozen soldiers. The Li family leader didn't seem to be surprised by what happened today. Perhaps he knew his destiny the moment he set off. As the Qi family did not make any noise this time. They were suppressed as expected. Hua Zichen saw the Li family leader coming over and walked up. The leader of the Li family hoped that the Hua family could help each other with the Li family and the Wang family. He told Hua Zichen some secrets that the Hua family did not know. This time the emperor of the Qi kingdom will be aware of the end of the Qi family, and the Tian family will replace the Qi family as the new owner. This is recognized by most of the aristocratic families in Linzi City. But Qingzhou, except for one capital and 10 counties directly under its jurisdiction, the other affiliated 6 countries and 5 counties do not approve of the Tian family's replacement of the Qi family. The strength is much stronger than the direct forces of Qi state. So there was this war, a war for the Tian family to prove themselves. Hua Zichen felt sad when he heard that the Hua family could be assigned to the right wing together with the Li family and the Wang family. This must be what the Han family meant. It would be impossible for the Han family to keep the Lu family who had always been at odds with them in the center. The next Hua family, this shows that the Han family will never let the Hua family enter Guangxian County to enjoy the rights that belong to the family. Thinking of Huakai spending huge sums of money to build Wahia Fort this year, Hua Zichen immediately admired Huakai's far-reaching decision. As long as the new Wahiabao is built, even if it does not enter the city of Guangxian, the status of Wahiabao will be no worse than that of the ordinary 9th grade family. On the second day, Qi and Yan continued to line up their troops. All right-wing families slowly learned about Tian's main general's thoughts. Every battle was mainly defensive. If the enemy attacked fiercely, they would retreat slightly. Quickly retreat to the position of the Chinese army. Qi and Yan will always end, so everyone will understand that if the Tian family wants to face and win, just follow the show. Victory will naturally come when it is time for victory, and survival on the battlefield is now the key. In the early morning of March 19th, Qi and Yan continued to deploy and consume. It has been 4 days in a row. Everyone has become accustomed to the rhythm of the fighting between the two sides. The country of Yan has lost more than 3,000 troops in the past few days, while the country of Qi has lost less than 2,000. If this is the case, the country of Yan will not be able to consume it in a few days. Unless the country of Yan continues to increase its troops, the country of Qi should be in this battle. Victory. Hua Zichen and everyone in the Hua family still maintained the same pace as they used to, and they moved slowly behind the front team. If there was a retreat in the front, they would also retreat as soon as possible. In the past 4 days, there was only one person from the Hua family who was slightly injured, which did not affect it at all. Fighting. Everyone is careful. It seems a bit weird today. Hua Zichen saw that the team in front had been retreating. Some 100 leaders had already ordered everyone to persevere, but the retreat speed was still accelerating. Today, Yan Guo's left wing seems to have more than doubled its strength today. Look there, the elite cavalry from the Yan Kingdom are here. Qing Jirtai suddenly pointed to a group of cavalry in the distance and said. This cavalry team had only a dozen people, but the front one was awe-inspiring with a machete. Many of Qi's right-wing aerodynamics were cut off after a few rounds under his sword. The elite cavalry of the Yan Kingdom found a captain of the 100 soldiers of the Qi state, and a few aerodynamic supporters. The general with a broadsword killed an aura in Qi state in less than 10 rounds. The opponent's ability to cooperate in combat was very obvious. It is the result of killing the enemy together for a long time. Hua Zichen didn't want to fight with the other party, but the other party seemed to look at Hua Zichen and everyone in the Hua family at a glance, and went after Hua Zichen regardless of everything around. If you don't want to provoke you, it doesn't mean you are afraid of you. If you want to seek death, don't blame others. Hua Zichen knew that if he only avoids the battle now, he would definitely attract more Yan Guo cavalry's attention and be found out to him. A hat that fears fighting is in trouble. So the best way is to solve the opponent quickly, and then continue to hide. The Yan Guo elite cavalry captain with a big sword saw Hua Zichen's hip horse and then stared at him. He saw the Shenzhen of Tianlongju, which was at least the top level of BMW, so he took it. Kill some members of his team. He is very confident in the own team, and even if 3 of them appear at the same time, he has the confidence to slowly consume the opponent. Driving. The cavalry captain of Yan Guo saw that he was about to catch up with Hua Zichen, and his mouth couldn't help but smile, because he saw that Hua Zichen was also wearing bouffant. He felt that he was lucky today, as long as he could kill. After all the spoils of the opponent are own, his smile is even brighter when he thinks of this. Look at where you flee. The Yan State cavalry captain saw that he finally caught up with Hua Zichen's footsteps, and he condensed a strong sword aura to cut forward, which at least made Hua Zichen's footsteps slow down. Court death. The Yan State cavalry captain heard a grim voice, and for some reason he suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Seeing that the opponent had already made a move, Hua Zichen leaned down to the limit to avoid the opponent's sword aura, without turning his head Yin Liang spear to kill the opponent suddenly. The Yan Guo cavalry captain did not expect that the opponent would actually fight back. He hurriedly gathered true Qi to defend, but the Yin Liang spear was so fast that he was able to stab him in the chest before he agreed. Yin Liang gunned the body that was pierced suddenly. The Yan State cavalry yelled at this place, threw away the big knife in his hand and grabbed the body of Hua Zichen's gun. He knew that he would be finished if he didn't work hard. Today, he actually encountered an aura training apex master. Hua Zichen saw the opponent throw a big knife in his hand. His whole strength gathered his right arm, his wrist shook a spear shot, and the captain of the Yan State cavalry was thrown away. Before he could scream, Hua Zichen pierced through the spear thrust. In his heart, a Yan Guo master who practiced the Qi realm early stage was killed like this. Without using Heoran righteous Qi, you can quickly kill an early stage master of Qi training, mainly because of the effects of weapons, equipment, and mounts. The more than 10 cavalrymen of Yan State thought that they could follow the captain to fight at will on the right wing of Qi State, but he didn't expect Captain On to sacrifice like this. They were not afraid to approach Hua Zichen together, and the two sides quickly fought together. Hua Zichen used the 8 treasure knight armor to carry a cavalry attack of a pneumatic early stage, and a silver spear stabbed a middle stage cavalry in the neck of a pneumatic middle stage. An enemy next to him killed, just a few breaths, and 6 elite cavalrymen of Yan Kingdom died under his gun. At this time, the remaining elite cavalrymen of the Yan Kingdom knew that Hua Zichen was not something they could deal with. They turned around and fled. The 10 aerodynamic states of the Hua family blocked the way back to the formation. They knew Hua Zichen's strength better than anyone else. The enemies that Hua Zichen can't solve, they just send food when they go, so it's better to concentrate on assisting Hua Zichen. More than a dozen elite cavalrymen of the state of Yan were quickly killed. The 2 cavalrymen of the state of Yan saw that the escape route was blocked, and they went to the Qi State Central Front. All the members of the right wing of the state of Qi did not pay attention and let each other out of the siege. 10 of the Hua family Ding was going to catch up on horseback, but was blocked by Hua Zichen. Don't chase them, they will have someone else to deal with them in the direction of the center. We should do our own thing. Hua Zichen knew that he had killed so many elite cavalrymen of the country just now, so naturally he would be counted on the battlefield by the battlefield. In the war, it is very important to count the merits of the war. In the future, it will be a great reference for rewarding and killing the enemy. Yan Guo's left wing seemed to have seen Hua Zichen's greatness. No one dared to provoke him anymore. Qi Guo's right wing also stopped retreating. After half an hour, the Yan Guo war drum sounded and Yan Guo soldiers slowly withdrew from the battlefield. In this battle, the right-wing casualties of Qi were relatively large, but the loss of Yan was not small. At night, waiting for everyone to fall asleep, Hua Zichen was lying on the bed and disappeared as soon as the figure flashed. Today is the day when they enter the family secret realm space to meet. Hua Kai and Hua Xing were already in the pill refining room at this time. Hua Zichen saw it and walked up. Uncle Wu, your situation is okay. Are there any new moves in the Tian family these days? Everyone is okay. Hua Kai is now most worried about the battlefield in Leling City. 3 days ago, he heard Wu Shu say this time. The war was just a battle for the Tian family's identification. The Han family has already launched the alliance circle outside the Hua family, and has been worried about the safety of Wu Shu and others. Today, I killed an early-stage 100-person leader of Yan State. The battle may become more difficult in the future, but the Tian family will not win easily. These days, Yan State has lost more than Qi State. The gap will get bigger and bigger. I guess Qi country may have a truce for some time. Hua Zichen said. You just need to be careful. It's best to survive the war invisibly. However, the more prominent you are, the more likely it is that the Han family will get rid of you. You have already killed a Qi training realm. Try to make less shots in the future. Hua Kai persuaded. Hua Zichen nodded. The Li family has lost more than 30 people today. By now, more than half of its troops have been damaged. The Tian family's intention to consume the right-wing troops is very obvious. If this continues, the right-wing opinions will definitely increase. Then it depends on how the Tian family arranges. NS. After talking about the Leling battlefield, Hua Xing talked about the Wahia caravan. It has been 14 days since the caravan has left the calendar city of Jinan and entered the territory of Zhongshan. Passing by the Huchuishan caravan, there is no shadow of the bandits. Now the caravan has not entered the dangerous area. The imagination is easy to use. I don't know how much better the mountain roads are than last year. The horse-drawn carriages don't bump and the horses can also save effort. Now the Guangxian business group all envy the Wahia carriages. The Han family carriage is too far from theirs. Our team members shouted all day to surpass the Han family and let us take the lead. I have discussed with Huang, Yu and others. After this section of the mountain road, we will take the lead. A Qi training state, their words are no longer as useful as last year. Hua Xing looked at Hua Kai and said. 24%. Chapter 137 Tang Lei 1075 plus more for half step. Hua Kai agreed with Grandpa's idea. Since the two families have quarreled to such a degree, there is no need to care about each other's situation. The danger of entering the grassland soon is less dangerous. The Hua family has such a powerful horse caravan behind others. Walk slowly, doesn't this increase the danger of caravans? Let Grandpa tell the situation of the battlefield in Leling City to Jia, Tai and other caravans to mention to their responsible persons a little. These responsible persons are very shrewd and can easily analyze the current situation in Qi. From tomorrow onwards, China the caravan surpasses the Han caravan, and some people are about to make a choice. In addition, my grandfather told Hua Kai that the day before yesterday the business group met the Guangxian business group heading to the Linhu grassland. The Shen family led the cultivation base only. It would be too difficult to pass the 18th bend of Panlong. The Han family accepted several Guangxian merchant groups from the Shen family to the Aohen tribe, but they did not know whether to send the Shen family to the Aohen tribe or take them to the Huhen tribe of the Zhongnu country. What the Han family did this made many family caravans in Guangxian very dissatisfied. The Shen family and other family caravans were too slow, which would drag down the entire business group's itinerary. At this time, the Hua family stepped up and crossed the Han family and walked at the forefront of the business group. The past can also be said. Some Guangxian business groups began to struggle at this time. Whether to follow the Hua family to speed up their pace or continue to follow the Han family slowly, this may be related to the safety of their caravan's business this time. Standing in line between. For the first time, a caravan came out to challenge the status of the Han family, which made everyone feel like a dream. However, the Hua family had a total of 7 Qi level training, which was much better than the Han family caravan, one of the famous Qi level training. The family that bought the carriage from the Hua family basically followed the Hua family this time, and the caravans that still used the old carriage still followed the Han family. The leader of Han Jia Han rode at the front of the caravan. He watched the Hua Jia bring more than a dozen caravans and slowly surpassed the Han caravan, with a hint of helplessness in his eyes. In the end, the Hua family made a decision, so that the danger of his caravan would be greatly ascension. Without the help of a master from the Hua family, his own aura brought nearly 20 ordinary caravans to the Huhan tribe. He had no confidence in his heart. The Wahia caravan broke away from the Han team, and the speed suddenly increased. Before, they could only travel 40 miles a day. Today, they walked hundreds of miles. Although everyone was a little tired, they were very at ease. At this speed they rushed to the Zongnu at the end of June. The country is more than enough. The Jia family chose to follow the Hua family caravan this time, so that there are 8 masters in the business group, which reduces the burden by more than half. The strength and efficiency of the business group are actually a lot of ascension. For the first time, Hua Xing gathered all the caravans that followed the Hua family to preside over the affairs of the entire business group. The influence of the Hua family was gradually increasing. At this time, Hua Kai entered Mount Tai County for the first time and entered the state of Zhao. After the land boundary, he knew why no one wanted to take this road. Mount Tai County is mountainous, and it's the kind that you can't see the head over a mountain for dozens of miles. Hua Kai entered the boundary of Mount Tai County from Acheng for 10 consecutive days, but it's still one city from the next city on the map. For most of the distance, he and Han Jinsheng walked in the mountains and forests for more than 10 hours a day, but they could only walk up to 30 miles a day. The road ahead became rugged again, and the mountain road became only a foot wide. Hua Kai took his own horse and looked carefully at the cliff around him. Anyone who accidentally fell from here would be seriously injured if he didn't die. After finally walking through the dangerous path, a small river was encountered in front of him. The river was nearly 10 meters wide. Fortunately, the water was not very deep. Hua Kai got on his horse and crossed the river carefully. Patriarch, look at that cliff, there seems to be a small village. After crossing the river, Han Jinsheng pointed to a cliff in the distance and said. Hua Kai saw rows of wooden houses built on the cliff. There was a flat area in the middle of the cliff with an area of about tens of acres. From a distance, it seemed that there were crops growing on it. Looking closely at the small village from a distance, I found that the design of this village is very strange. To enter, you must go through the rope above, so that even in the mountains, ordinary wild beasts cannot threaten the safety of their village. They have seen many such small villages in the past few days, but this one is the largest. Because of the steep terrain in Mount Tai County, there are not many wild beasts, so the mountain people in life are not few here. Go, let's go and take a look. Hua Kai said to Han Jinsheng, wiping the sweat beads on his forehead. During this journey, Hua Kai deeply realized what is called the hardship of the road. If he could, he would never take this road again in his life. In the mountain stream in the distance, someone saw Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng lead their horses and disappeared on the side of the mountain. The people in the mountains are generally more vigilant, and they are generally unwilling to make more contact with passers-by from outside. Hua Kai walked along the path for nearly 10 miles, and then he came to the cliff where the village was located. He saw some mountain people wearing rags and rags staring at them on the half-cliff. Several men holding simple bows and arrows looked wary. For them, foreign merchants might be more frightened than the wild beasts in the mountains. Hua Kai was considering how to communicate with the other party. At this time, he saw half of his body on the cliff sticking out of the village. This was a burly young man who looked less than 30 years old. With the difficult life conditions of the mountains and forests, the age may be much younger than this. What do you do? What are you doing in our village? The young man asked when he looked at Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng. We are merchants passing by. I saw a village here from a distance, so we came to see if you have any elixir for sale, and we have goods to exchange with you, Hua Kai shouted from under the cliff. Although the life of these mountain people is difficult, they can occasionally find some good elixir in the mountains and forests. Some merchants from outside the mountain will bring some life necessities of mountain people to trade with them, although the danger is greater than that of business in the grassland. There are many, but as long as you can exchange a panacea and go back, you will make a lot of money. Hearing what Hua Kai said, the boss-like young man took a few villagers along the ropes on the side of the mountain and began to climb to the top of the cliff, and climbed to a mountain recess where there is a steep mountain road. The monkey usually climbs to the side of the cliff and then slides down from the top of the mountain along a rope. The whole process was smooth and flowing. If it weren't for the appearance of these mountain people with yellow and thin faces, Wakai would have thought that they were all masters in the aura. Just the two of you. You have any goods you want to trade with us? Yingzui Cliff is not accessible to everyone. The young leader turned around Huakai and Han Jinsheng, looking at them and said arrive. Wakai looked at the young man's face a little bit childish. His height was more than 2 meters. It is hard to imagine how he climbed down the cliff with ease just now. He habitually checked the other party's attributes. Tang Lei, Pneumatic Realm 6th floor. Qualification, S. Physique, 46. Strength, 36. Will, 39. Loyalty, 18. Talent, Natural Supernatural Power, Super Recovery. It was actually an S-level qualification. Wakai saw that the other party did not have any cultivation or martial skill, but Realm was able to ascension to the 6th floor of the aerodynamic realm. This is simply a miracle. Look at his 2 talent skills. They are both extremely powerful and practical talents. Wakai in an instant, I thought about how to bring him into the family. I have a lot of goods here. I can give you as many goods as you can take out. Wakai said deliberately. He sees the other party's loyalty is right, which shows that he does not resist himself. You child has a good tone. What are you doing? You can't mess with the guests' things. Tang Lei saw 2 mountain people go to help Wakai 2 horses. One mountain people actually put his hand into the pocket on the horse's back. In fact, there was nothing but 2 kettles and some dry food. Whether you have goods or not, let's go to our village to rest. This mountain road is not easy to walk, but I also say to you, don't make bad thoughts to our village, otherwise I can't forgive you. Tang Lei saw that. The villagers came to salute on the horses, and they didn't have any goods, but they still invited Huakai to visit their village. A smile appeared on the corner of Wakai's mouth. He followed them to the side of the cliff. He saw 2 mountain people lead their horses to a hidden thatched hut in the back mountain. Unexpectedly, there was a stable hidden here. The 2 followed the villagers and climbed up the ropes, climbed to the top of the 100-meter cliff, drilled through the cave tunnel, and came to the sky above the village. They climbed down the ropes, and soon they entered the village. I couldn't see anything from below. After entering this village, Huakai realized that it was much bigger than I thought. There are rows of simple wooden houses on the cliffs, and there are many stone caves in the mountains. There is no problem living here for more than 200 people. You 2 will live in my house. I'll take you out of the village when you rest. Don't think about doing bad things and fleeing. The food will come after a while. Tang Lei led Wakai and Han Jinsheng to his home. This was a 3-room wooden house with very simple workmanship, but it was already the best compared to other houses in the village. Wakai saw that there was an old mother and a young wife in Tang Lei's house. The 2 children had just learned to walk. He saw his mother take out some wheat from the food bowl next to it and pour it into the porcelain bowl next to him to prepare for cooking. His eyes were tight, staring unwilling to leave. This family of life is also not rich. Looking at Tang Lei's wife pouring rice carefully, Wakai can imagine the hardships of Shanman life. 2 little guys, come here. Wakai took out 2 nut candies and said to the 2 children with a smile. The 2 children seemed unwilling to leave the porridge pot, but they looked at the sugar in his hand but didn't know what it was. The older child also understood that Wakai was going to give him something to eat, so he carefully walked over and took a bite. His mother didn't say anything when he saw that he wanted to stop him. The child tasted the deliciousness of sugar and happily took it to his mother. Another younger child had just learned to walk and saw that big brother had something delicious, so he took another piece of sugar from Huakai's hand. The child's cheerful voice came from the hut, and Tang Lei walked in from outside the house carrying a piece of wild animal meat. He had just borrowed a few kilos of meat from the village and saw that his mother and wife looked kind to Wakai. His 2 children ate happily, knowing that Wakai had given it. You should be the young master of a family outside the mountain. Seeing your clothes are so good, how come you came to this mountain? Tang Lei asked his wife to roast the meat, sitting beside Wakai. Wakai saw Tang Lei's eyes full of infinite desire, and he seemed to be full of curiosity about everything beyond the mountain. I am not the young master of the aristocratic family. I'm just an ordinary merchant. Thank you for your hospitality today. I don't know if there is any elixir exchange in your village. What do you use to exchange with us? Do we rely on that? Do we need food and salt? Tang Lei heard Wakai talk about the exchange again, and pointed to the sugar in the child's hand. He couldn't see Wakai. Where can I hide the goods that can be exchanged with Han Jinsheng? You can also want nut candy. I have a manifest here. You can choose from the items on it. I can give you a fair price if you look at it for a good price. Huakai ignored Tang Lei's angry, took out a paper slip and handed it to Tang Lei. I can't read. Tang Lei blushed when he saw this place. 5 bone coins per caddy of wheat, 7 bone coins per caddy of rice, 1,200 bone coins per pound of coarse cloth, 200 bone coins per caddy of sugar, 1,000 bone coins per caddy of snowflake salt. All your elixir can be exchanged for bone coins. If there are high-quality furs, animal bones, and strange stones, we will also accept them. Huakai handed the bill to Han Jinsheng, and Han Jinsheng read to Tang Lei. But where is your cargo? Do you have other teams nearby? Tang Lei couldn't help asking curiously. You don't care where our goods are. If you exchange goods, they will naturally appear. Huakai looked at him and said with a smile. Okay, I will believe you once. We still have a few elixir in our house. Can you change it? Tang Lei said as he walked to the corner of the house and took out a box from under a wooden box with a few plants in it. Elixir. A total of 7 first-rank elixirs and 2 second-rank elixirs have lost a lot of potency. They can only be exchanged for 160 gold goods. What do you need? Huakai checked the few elixir that Tang Lei had handed over. Speaking of, I want food, salt and cloth. Tang Lei glanced at Huakai and said, he didn't believe that Huakai would really give him these things. I will first give you 10 stones of wheat, 10 stones of rice, 1 stone of snow salt, 160 gold to buy a lot of things. You can choose some other things, or weapons. I have some good weapons here. Huakai told Tang Lei said. 24%. Chapter 138 Mountain Stream Scenery. Where do you put your food? 10 shi wheat and 10 shi rice are quite a lot. Huakai said as he took out the Baoguang glass bottle from his sleeve. He was not afraid that this small village could reveal his own secrets. Where did you get this bottle? This is my rice tank. Tang Lei was surprised when he saw Huakai suddenly take out a jade bottle without paying attention. He said that he took Huakai to his rice tank. Huakai lifted the Baoguang glazed glass bottle slightly tilted. The wheat at the mouth of the bottle was continuously poured out. The rice jar was quickly filled up at a speed visible to the naked eye, and Huakai took back the Baoguang glazed glass bottle. This. You can hold so many things in this little bottle. Tang Lei's boss stared at Huakai, which is exactly what Huakai wanted to see. There are so many treasures in this world, just a mere storage bottle. Your rice tank can only hold 100 caddies at most. Is there any place in your house where you can store food? Huakai took back Baoguang glass bottles, speaking to Tang Lei. Yes, I'll take you to my stone cave. Can you show me the bottle just now? Tang Lei checked the wheat in the rice tank, and there was no problem with the grains being full. Looking at Huakai, he said expectantly. A smile appeared at the corner of Huakai's mouth. Zuo took out the Baoguang glass bottle from his sleeve and handed it to Tang Lei. Tang Lei took it in his hand and looked at it carefully. It was very light in his hand. It was hard to imagine that so much grain could be poured out of it. He tried to lower the mouth of the bottle, but the inside was nothing was poured out. Handing the Baoguang glass bottle to Huakai, Tang Lei's eyes revealed unwillingness. He brought Huakai to their stone cave. Huakai saw that there were a lot of things stored here, including about 300 to 500 kilograms of grain, and some preserved yam. Huakai poured out 10 stones of wheat, 10 stones of rice and 1 stone of snow salt from the Baoguang glass bottle, which only took up a small part of the cave. These things are worth 22 gold and 40 silver. You still have 57 gold and 60 silver. What else do you want? Huakai said to him after dumping everything into the place designated by Tang Lei. If you want food, you need all food. Tang Lei said without hesitation. That's okay, here I will give you all the grain, you two let go. Huakai pointed the mouth of the bottle at the stone cave, and the wheat continued to flow out of the mouth of the bottle. The grain was controlled by his mental energy. He knew very well in his heart that soon the whole cave was filled with wheat. Wait a minute, go to the stone cave of my uncle's house, there can still be a lot of food. Tang Lei saw that his stone cave was full, and didn't want Huakai to stop. He pulled Huakai out of the cave. Then he moved out a huge boulder and sealed the opening of his own stone cave. Take Huakai to another cave. The space here is a bit larger than that of Tang Lei's cave. Huakai poured out more than 200 stones and then stopped. A half of the cave was filled up like this. Well, a total of 586 shi for wheat, 10 shi for rice, 1 shi for snowflake salt, and 80 gold are finished. Huakai calculated the total amount of goods and said to Tang Lei. Tang Lei looked at the grain in front of him. He didn't know how many times he checked the authenticity of the grain. He had never seen so much grain in his life. Whether the people in the mountains live well or not is better than who has more food. In the wild, if it is not a last resort, no one is willing to fight desperately with the wild beasts. If you have 2 stone of grain at home, you can go to a nearby village to propose a marriage and marry a daughter-in-law. The grain is hard currency in the mountains. When he returned to Tang Lei's house, Tang Lei's wife had already prepared the meal and took the children to stand aside. The 2 children gulped while looking at the porridge and meat on the table, but stared at Tang Lei and dared not move forward. Tang Lei's wife put all the food on the table. She and her mother coaxed the 2 children. In the mountains, the pillars of the family ate first. Only when they are full can they have the strength to hunt, gather medicine, and plant the land. This mountain stream can only be cultivated by humans. I also brought some fine wines here. When I came to this Eagle's Mouth cliff today, I also experienced a different style. This is the stewed meat made in our village, and we all come to taste it. Hua Kai was asked to take the lead. He took out 3 cups, filled everyone with the Baoguang glazed glass bottle, and tore 2 pieces from the stewed meat and handed them to the 2 children next to them. There is no good thing in our village to entertain you. As for this porridge, we usually have to put wild vegetables and yam to eat. You are a good person. With so much food in our village, we don't have to be hungry anymore. With a simple personality, he saw that Hua Kai gave him so much food at once, and knew that the other party was really good to him, so he said, "It's just a fair deal. If you still have elixir, we can continue to change it. I not only have cloth for clothes, but also good tea, wine, sugar and weapons. As long as you have elixir, you can change it," Hua Kai said as he picked up the wine glass and took a light sip. Hua Kai is still underage. Although it is a fine wine brewed with spiritual liquid, it can only be tasted. Tang Lei saw the wine glass in front of him as well. He just took a sip, and he felt refreshed. The whole soul seemed to be floating. He had tasted the wine, but compared with the wine in front of him, he had drunk it before. It's like clear water. Can I use the elixir for this kind of wine? Tang Lei couldn't help asking. This wine is more expensive. You can only change about 10 cups of the elixir you just now. I have 2 other wines here. Although the taste is worse than this, they are cheaper, Hua Kai said. Tang Lei didn't expect this wine party to be so expensive. 1 cup is the price of 1 month's food in his village. This is incredible. Then he took a sip, and Tang Lei closed his eyes gently. He felt that his whole body was true qi. Surging, the strength of these couples turned out to be a breakthrough. Hua Kai also noticed the strangeness of Tang Lei. This aptitude breakthrough is simply not too easy. His desire to take Tang Lei away is even stronger. After eating, Hua Kai finally knew what a big stomach king is. Hua Kai took out more than 20 kilograms of braised pork and put most of it into Tang Lei's stomach. He also ate most of his own barbecue and porridge. Seeing his reluctance, he was obviously not full yet. Tang Lei took out more than 10 kilograms of cooked savage beast meat. After eating, Tang Lei hiccuped. I don't even remember when I ate the last time. It feels so comfortable. If you want a panacea, there should be some in our village. I will ask you later. You can go back to the house and rest first. Tang Lei got up after eating. His body more than 2 meters high is like a hill. Coupled with his natural power talent, it is strange that he has a small appetite. Hua Kai and Han Jinsheng were taken to a room. Han Jinsheng never understood why Hua Kai would show Tang Lei the Baoguang glazed glass bottle and let him touch it. You must know that he didn't even see it in the Hua family. I have seen Baoguang glass bottle several times, let alone touch it. Hua Kai ignored Han Jinsheng. He lay on the bed and closed his eyes. For so many days, he and Han Jinsheng could only set up a tent to sleep at night, and each of them was on duty for half the night. It was not easy to sleep peacefully. After entering the big dream view for 2 hours, Hua Kai opened his eyes and felt his whole body relaxed. Han Jinsheng was still asleep. There was a noise outside the house. Through the cracks in the wooden planks, Hua Kai saw that Yingxia village was distributing food. Hua Kai didn't expect that Tang Lei would distribute the grain he had just obtained at noon to the villagers. He walked out of the room alone, and Tang Lei walked over when he saw him come out. My son, I just asked, there are still some elixir in the village, or I will ask everyone to send it to your room later. Tang Lei looked at Hua Kai and said, you can send it here, you can tell me when you need it, our view of the Eagle's Mouth cliff is really good. Hua Kai looked at the distant scenery, and in the afternoon, you could see thick fog rising from the bottom of the cliff and arrived in the village. The location is not floating, and the mountains seem to be shrouded in clouds from the center of the village. It's just like seeing more. Evening is okay. In the morning, the humidity is too high. But everything is fine here in winter. Our ancestors lived here for hundreds of years. Legend has it that there was an eagle demonic beast that lived here before. It was called the Eagle's Mouth Cliff. Tang Lei said thoughtfully, looking at the top of the mountain in the distance. In the evening, Tang Lei brought a few pieces of bacon from the villagers' homes. Tang Lei's wife cooked them all and served them to the table. Today's staple food is rice porridge, which is a big pot. Hua Kai watched Tang Lei eat all the big pot of rice porridge into his stomach, and then he basically ate dozens of catties of bacon. Hua Kai believed that 10 of them were not his opponents. Lei's appetite is really worthy of Shanghai. My son, this is the elixir that I brought back from the villagers this afternoon, a total of 14 plants. Tang Lei took a wooden box next to him and opened it in front of Hua Kai. Hua Kai saw that there was a tier 4 elixir in it. It was a Steven vine, very rare, and it was the first time Hua Kai encountered it. This Qianjin vine can be counted as 300 gold, and most of the others have serious loss of medicinal properties, which can only be counted as 210 gold. What do you want to change for a total of 510 gold? Hua Kai put away the elixir and asked Tang Lei. Are there bows and arrows? I want some bows and arrows. There are no bows and arrows, only knives, guns, sticks, halberds, forks, and whips. All of them are good weapons of the 4th rank. Most of the Huakai space is high-quality goods that are valuable for caravans. Then give me a big knife. The sinking the better. We don't need other goods in our village. You can just give some. Tang Lei said with some embarrassment. For the mountain people of Yingzui Cliff, the fact that they can get so much food is 1,000 times more important than the elixir that cannot be used at home. The heaviest knife. Here is a gold wire big ring knife, weighing 90 kilograms, the 4th rank long knife. It should be more suitable for your body shape. Hua Kai searched for a long time in the space, and felt that this gold wire big ring the knife should be suitable for him. Hua Kai had already shown Tang Lei the Baoguang glazed glass bottle, and no longer hid the secret of the portable space. Hua Kai stretched out a 2-meter long knife and appeared in his hand. The knife was about 1 meter long and had 9 golden rings on the back, which could increase the stability and weight of the knife. Tang Lei took the golden silk big ring knife in his hand and danced casually twice. Although it still feels very light, it is much stronger than my previous weapon. 24%. Chapter 139 Handan City. Hua Kai handed Tang Lei a big knife that was most suitable for him, but Tang Lei still felt too light, which made him speechless, and Tang Lei's hide weapon could only be customized. Tang Lei asked Hua Kai to help him choose the goods. Hua Kai saw other villagers at Yingzui Cliff this afternoon. Except for Tang Lei, there were only 4 Kaiyuan realms. With this strength, the village had no need for a 4th rank weapon, so he still guaranteed the eagle. Zuia is the main livelihood of the people, leaving them with hundreds of cloths of various grades and 10 stones snow salt, which is enough for their village to use for 5 years. In this way, more than half of the 510 gold was spent, and Huakai left them some sugar, tea, children's mouth and other things, which were enough for them to spend a year. When they were finished, Huakai and Han Jinsheng returned to the room to rest. Tang Lei took a few villagers and sent everything to the cliff cave for storage. At night, Tang Lei was lying on the bed tossing and turning. His young wife watched her eyes gently coaxing the 2 children. She knew what was thinking in her husband's heart, and the corners of her eyes were crying silently. Tang Lei's mind is full of today's Huakai. Life has been in the mountains for 24 years. He was elected as the leader of the village at the age of 18 because he killed a brutal beast alone. But as his age and strength grew, he started more and more yearning for the world outside the mountain. Seeing the sky light up outside, Tang Lei's spirit of staying up all night was very good. He quietly got up, put on his clothes, and left the room. Hua Kai feels better in the morning than ever before. He feels that spiritual qi runs faster all over his body. Spiritual qi wanders through the whole body and enters the internal organs without any discomfort. When he opens the attribute panel, his physique has finally reached 30. Now if he wants to, when you start to condense spiritual qi into true qi, you will enter the aerodynamic state, and true qi can release your strength to a large extent. However, Huakai feels that even if true qi's body is not condensed, it can still be tempered and strengthened, especially the own internal organs. After adapting to spiritual qi, some peculiar auras are slowly born. This should be the 5 elements attribute rule. NS. The human body is a huge treasure, and only after continuous tempering and energy can be slowly stimulated. After 30 points of breakthrough of the 3 attributes, Huakai feels that he has entered a new cultivation realm. I left the wooden house and looked at the misty mountains in front of me. Cooking smoke floated everywhere on the cliff. Huakai stood on the edge of the cliff and looked into the distance. He saw a red sun slowly rising from the top of the mountain. Tang Lei's wife made breakfast, and the 2 children were playing with the children in the village outside the house. Huakai felt that Tang Lei's wife seemed very depressed today, and she ignored her when she saw herself today. After a while, Tang Lei came back from outside. Today he was wearing a leather armor with 2 dark arms exposed outside. The leather jacket looked like it was made of wild animal skins. Tang Lei was silent at the dinner table in the morning. Huakai checked his attributes and found that the cultivation base loyalty value on the 7th floor of the pneumatic stage had reached 31 points. He wanted to say something to woo him, but Tang Lei would speak first. My son, don't be concealed. I had the idea of leaving the village a long time ago, but because of the existence of my mother, wife and children, I haven't taken any action. Don't worry, I want to follow the sun to leave here. I don't know if the sun is willing to take it in. Tang Lei said. On your own, you can cultivation to the late stage of aerodynamics without mind and martial skill. It is very rare in a family outside the mountains. If you are willing to follow me, I will give you the heart you need for cultivation. FA and martial skill, within a year you will be able to enter the Qi training realm. Huakai returned. Hearing this, Tang Lei's mother and wife were already crying. Tang Lei got up and left the table, knelt beside his mother and took her hand. Mother, Xiaoyan, this time I leave the village, and I will definitely go home for at least 3 years. I will take you to life, a big city outside the mountain. I have already explained the affairs of the village. After I leave, Xiaoyan, you have to take care of your mother. Tang Lei knelt in front of his mother, and told his wife. Although Tang Lei's mother had already cried into tears, she still stroked her son's head. You can go with your son at ease. We will take care of the child, and we will all be at home waiting for you to come back. Huakai's goal was reached, but he felt a little uncomfortable. He left 100 kilograms of ling rice for the 2 children to eat in the future. Tang Lei has an S-level qualification, and his 2 sons will not be far behind. They have these spirits. Mi waits until the 2 children are 6 years old, and they will definitely show their Hautian qualifications. Tang Lei remained silent after leaving Eagle's Mouth Cliff. He took the initiative to defect to Huakai, and he would be regarded as Huakai's retainer in the future. Retainers have much more freedom than Jiading, and it can be said that it is a 2-way choice with the main family. Huakai also hopes that the Eagle's Mouth Cliff can become a new stronghold of Wahiabao. The 3 of them walked for a day. Han Jinsheng and Tang Lei dealt with the barbaric beasts on the road. Because Tang Lei's weight was average, horses could not bear his weight, the 3 of them were not fast on the road. They walked until March. On the 30th, they saw that the road became smooth, and the number of people gathering medicine and hunting in the mountains began to increase. Seeing that their clothes were from villagers near the county seat. In the past few days, Huakai has taught Tang Lei all the family martial skills and mental skills. Every day when he rests on the road, Tang Lei also pays close attention to his time cultivation. He occasionally competes with Han Jinsheng. Although Han Jinsheng is on the 9th floor of pneumatic stage, Split Air Spear and Jingxinju have entered Xiaocheng, but facing Tang Lei, who has not yet started the martial skill, they can only tie. Huakai took Pei Yuan pill for the 2 of them, and concentrated on instructing the 2 of them with martial skill and mind method. Their strengths have been very fast in the past few days. After climbing over a mountain and finally seeing a city in the distance, Huakai's most anxious thing now is to find a horse that Tang Lei can ride on, otherwise they are too slow. Entering Bo County, here can only be regarded as a small county. The population of the city is only 5,000, but there are many villages outside the city. Huakai first had a nice meal when he entered the city, and then found a good inn to stay. On the 2nd day, he began to come to the drugstore here. Collecting medicinal materials was one of his main tasks in every city. It's a pity that not all pharmacies are the same as a Chengyao's pharmacy, willing to sell high-level elixir. Huakai only found more than a dozen elixir plants below the 2nd rank, and they are all relatively common. Bo County is the largest county town in Mount Tai County. Huakai has been looking for the livestock market for a long time. The best horses were only found 2 steeds, and the price was more than 40 gold. If they couldn't be upgraded to a BMW, they couldn't bear the weight of Tang Lei. After staying in Bo County for 2 days, Huakai continued westward with Han Jinsheng and Tang Lei. It was only about 400 miles away from Handan, the capital of the Warring States period. Huakai and Han Jinsheng rode on the horse, and Tang Lei ran behind them, but they were not slow at all. They had traveled more than 60 miles a day, and by the 6th day of April, they had already arrived outside of Handan. Huakai had never been to Lindsay City, but the moment he saw Handan City, he finally saw the prosperity of this family's metropolis. The population of Handan City is over 300,000, which is slightly smaller than Lindsay City. When Huakai came outside the city gate, he saw people everywhere in fine cloth coming in and out of Handan City. Some nobles in brocade clothes can also be seen everywhere. After paying 3 taels of silver, the 3 of them entered Handan City. Huakai's eyes were greeted by tall pavilions. The houses on both sides of the road were all 4-story pavilions, and there were countless restaurants and tea houses above them. Some women dressed in fine silk stood on a pavilion and saw the 3 of Huakai smiling and chatting with them. "My son, shall we buy horses now?" Tang Lei looked at the city of Handan in front of him, feeling uncomfortable. "Buy a horse in no hurry. First go make some clothes for you. Find a place to live. The famous horse of Zhao country is resounding all over the world, and you will surely find a BMW suitable for you to ride here," Huakai said. Walking all the way to the edge of the inner city wall, Huakai wanted to go in and have a look, but the city guards told him that the horse could not be led to the inner city. When he saw a restaurant named Chunfenglo that was not bad, Huakai planned to eat first. Set up the horse. Several guest officials, whether they stay in a store or eat, we have a special Handan City guide here. Only 10 taels of silver can take you to all places in Handan City. A shopkeeper saw the 3 of Huakai coming over and looked at them. Knowing that it was the first time to come to such a big city, I started to introduce them to them. Come to the 3 best shangfang, and serve some good dishes, and a few caddies of wine, Huakai said. Okay, Wei Chunfenglo also provides a beautiful small courtyard, which will be equipped with special maid and butler services. If you live in another courtyard, you can ask the butler if you want to know. Our butlers can all it has been professionally trained, and you can leave some errands to the housekeeper to do. The shop shower asked someone to bring the 2 horses to the backyard, and tried to introduce them to Huakai. Okay, let's come to a small courtyard. You will send all the food to the small courtyard later, Huakai said. Understood. 2 gold a day for each house in the other courtyard. The guest officer, please go here, Dian Shower said loudly. Huakai took out a gold bar and threw it over. The second person from the shop happily took the 3 of them to the other yard. Although the yard is not big, it has everything from rockery, pavilion, and small lake, obviously for the family's guests. The 2 maids in the courtyard and the 4 patriarchs were waiting at the door. They saw Shower bring Huakai and others in, and under the leadership of the housekeeper, they saluted Huakai. The service in this big city is different. After eating a meal for 2 hours, Huakai and Han Jinsheng watched Tang Lei's windswept clouds and had eaten the 3rd table. This meal came down to hundreds of dishes. Huakai spent 45 gold, and waited for the last plate to be swept away by Tang Lei raised his head and smiled embarrassedly at him. The advantage of living in an independent courtyard is that as long as you have enough money, they can send you everything. The butler will also introduce you to the characteristics of Handan City from time to time, which brothel is talented, and which shop has recently opened up. Goods, as long as you have money, even 5th rank weapons and Baodin can send them to you. Several masters from the clothing store came to the other courtyard to measure the size of Tang Lei's clothes. Huakai made some clothes for himself and Han Jinsheng by the way. When the bill was settled, the other party counted more than 64 gold. Among them, the most expensive one was made by Huakai. All of his brocade suits are more than 10 gold. 25%. Chapter 140. It takes 2 days for the custom-made clothes to be delivered to the clothing store. Huakai wanted to go to the horse market in Zhao country. Zhao country's famous horses are civilized, and I heard that 8 famous horses can be found here. My son, if you want to buy a horse, you can go to Mingju Pavilion. There are often famous horses for sale there. Many families often go there to try their luck. Maybe you can see Shenju. The butler heard Huakai to buy a horse. He introduced it to him. King Zhao is a good horse, so many aristocratic families in Handan like to follow suit. Mingju Pavilion belongs to the Zhao family industry. All have their own horse farms, which specialize in cultivating some famous horses, and sometimes they will sell the good horses they have cultivated in Mingju Pavilion. I plan to buy a horse for him to ride, but what good advice does the butler have? Hua Kai pointed to Tang Lei, who scratched his head embarrassedly when he heard it. This strong figure is tall. I am afraid that ordinary BMWs are difficult to bear. If you want to be able to bear his weight and be able to run for a long time, there is only a sweaty BMW. I think besides sweaty BMW, only Shenju can bear him. Wait, the butler thought for a while and said. As the first of the 8 famous horses, the sweaty BMW is said to be a variant of one of the 8 famous horses, Dewanma. It is not easy to cultivate a sweat-blooded BMW, and the price is more than twice that of a normal BMW. Huakai has always wanted to see the legendary sweat-blooded BMW, but it has never had a chance. I will ask people to ask Mingju Pavilion first to see if they have any BMWs for sale in the past few days. If so, I will report to young master as soon as possible. The butler said on the side. Professionals are different. This vision is really not comparable to ordinary people. Okay, if I find out there are good BMWs in Shenju, I will also check it out. By the way, do you know that Handan City can buy high-quality elixir? Hua Kai did not forget his mission. High-quality elixir can only go to Ji Shitang. The largest medical hall in Handan City is Ji Shitang. Their medical hall has a pill refining teacher, and the medical staff is opening it. If you can't find the medicine your son needs there anymore, then Zhao Guo might not be found. The butler said. Hua Kai has heard of Ji Shitang, and heard that there are medical giants sitting behind them. Ji Shitang, as a medical industry, has a great influence in this world. Hearing this from the housekeeper, he planned to go to Ji Shitang. Having been out for more than a month, the family luck value in the family attribute panel has reached 1540 points. As long as Huakai can find the golden body pill and the last one in the bone corruption flower, he can directly refine it. Refined, the Hua family's combat power will surely be greatly ascension. Hua Kai took Han Jinsheng and Tang Lei, led by the steward, to a 5-story medical hall, which is the largest medical hall in Handan City Ji Shitang and the largest prescription in Handan City. Entering the medical hall, it is very lively. Some young apprentices run around in the medical hall. They usually need to spend a few years in the medical hall to learn true skills from doctors. If children from poor families want to get ahead, they must compare themselves. The children of the aristocratic family put in several times more effort. Hua Kai saw that there were a lot of people seeing a doctor today, and no one took care of him, so he walked to the place where he got the medicine. Where's your prescription? Hua Kai finally queued up for his turn when an older apprentice stretched out his hand and asked him. I want to buy some elixir. I don't know if I can buy it here. Hua Kai said his own purpose. Buy the elixir and go directly to the 3rd floor, turn right to find Dr. Zhang. Next. Hua Kai looked like this Ji Shitang should often sell elixir. He went down the stairs to the 3rd floor and found the doctor named Zhang. What kind of elixir do you want to buy? The doctor was young and asked when he looked at Hua Kai. I heard that Ji Shitang is the most complete elixir. I don't know if there is a bone-rotting spirit flower for sale. Hua Kai asked. Bone corruption spirit flower. This should belong to the 4th rank elixir. Generally, only pill refining can use it. Wait a moment, I will find it for you. The doctor said and left. After more than an hour, the doctor came back and said, bone corruption flower is gone. Our medical clinic saved a plant a few years ago, but it was bought last year. If you need it, you can leave it to our clinic. Address, we have the elixir to notify you as soon as possible. The doctor returned. Hearing this, Huakai was also disappointed. Not even Handan City, and other capital cities might not be rewarded. It has been almost a year since the monster core was obtained. A pair of elixir used all family power to now I haven't got it together, and the refining of the spirit pill is too difficult. Pharmacist, may I ask where this bone rot flower is most likely to come across? My parents urgently need the bone rot flower medicine. Hua Kai checked that the doctor turned out to be a medical expert, so he asked. Bone rotting spirit flower has been encountered in the southern part of Anyi City in Weo and the northwestern part of Yu State. If you are in a hurry, you can go to these 2 places to try your luck. Zhang Yaoshi said bluntly. Thanks to the pharmacist, I still need some elixir here. I don't know if Ji Shitang can get it. Hua Kai took out a medicine list with hundreds of elixir written on it, all of them pill refining room inner refining and refining fan dan and bao dan. As long as these elixir are available, all low-level medicine pills in this world can practice by themselves. I'm afraid there is a pill refining teacher in my son's house. These elixirs are commonly used in pill refining, and it takes a lot of gold to fill them up. Zhang Yaoshi saw that this was used for pill refining at a glance. Among so many elixirs, there is no lack of 4th rank and 5th rank elixir, but the price is not low. Everyone, Zhang, should help me figure it out first. How much does it cost to collect all these spirit medicines? Hua Kai suddenly discovered that if he really collects all these spirit medicines, he might still have a lot of money. About 30 purple gold coins. There are no elixir Ji Shitang in it, and I won't know the details until I read it. Zhang Yaoshi returned. Hua Kai selected a few of the most lacking elixir in the pill refining room, and then tried his best to make up 1 pair of medicines for each prescription in the space, but only bought a total of 94 elixir of 43 types. Pharmacist Zhang reminded Hua Kai, these medicine pills the value has exceeded 20,000 gold. Last time the Achung Yao family returned the purple gold coin to Hua Kai. Now he has 2 purple gold coins and more than 5,000 gold on him. Zhang Yaoshi calculated that the total price of the medicinal materials reached 24,600 gold. This is almost the cost. Hollowed out Hua Kai. Yao Master Zhang, I still have some medicine pills given by my elders. I don't know if Ji Shitang will accept them. Hua Kai had no money in his hands. The first one thought of replacing the excess medicine pill with money and continuing to expand the own shelf. Type of elixir. Medicine pill depends on the quality. The price of ordinary medicine pill will be 40% lower than the selling price. Baodin will give you a reasonable price for medicine pill, and the minimum recovery of the spirit pill is 10 purple gold coins. Zhang Yaoshi said. Ji Shitang, I have a pill refining teacher, and the number should be quite large, so there is no shortage of ordinary medicine pill. Hua Kai asked Tang Lei and others to leave Ji Shitang with all the elixir boxes. Back to Chunfeng Tower, Hua Kai asked to send all the elixir to the main house. He put all the elixir into the family secret realm space and saw that more than 40 prescriptions were lit up. Hua Kai, while delighted, he couldn't help but feel a little melancholy. Ji Shitang, the elixir is expensive, but there are so many varieties. The main problem now is that he has no money. I thought that 20,000 gold was already a lot, but it was less than 100 to buy the elixir, and it was all spent so quickly. I just bought the elixir today, and I will sell medicine pill tomorrow. Isn't it too obvious? And pill refining room, although there are many elixir, but the quantity is small, there are many medicine pills for refining a high-grade treasure pill. I can't practice it again. There are still some ordinary low-grade elixir, but these low-grade fandons are not worth any money. Hua Kai was lost in thought in the room alone. He needs money now, and buying panacea and BMW requires a lot of money. If he doesn't sell medicine pill, how can he get more funds? After checking everything in the portable space and Baoguang glass bottle, Hua Kai still didn't make a decision. It would be too much trouble to get some things. Coming to the garden at noon, Hua Kai watched the housekeeper of the other hospital coming over. He came to introduce Handan City to Hua Kai again, and every time he came to Hua Kai, he had to spend a lot of money. Don't tell me how I can get a lot of purple gold coins quickly, otherwise I won't be able to live in another courtyard in a few days. Hua Kai saw the other party and said, if you want to get funds quickly, of course, it's the fastest to sell high-level medicine pill and divine armament. If you have a broken talisman map and a treasure tree of spiritual roots, many families in Handan City will be willing to pay high prices. The butler is still his profession. Speaking of smile. Selling divine armament. This is a good note. If I want to sell divine armament, where is the most suitable place? Hua Kai thought of weapons. Instead of selling medicine pill and weapons, it costs family luck, it is better to forge one directly. Selling weapons is simpler. The ordinary soldiers in the space are equivalent to ordinary 6th rank weapons, and the treasure weapon is equivalent to the 7th rank. Hua Kai forges a good ordinary soldier, which means hundreds of family luck. It should not be a problem to sell for tens of thousands of gold. The value of luck being refined into medicine pill is almost the same value. Moreover, Hua Kai now has many strange stones in his hands. Medicine pill is the most indispensable in the family, so he decided to forge a weapon for sale. To sell divine armament is of course Jubao Pavilion. Every few days Jubao Pavilion will hold an auction, and the biggest auction every year is 5 days later. It's better for the son to have divine armament for sale to Jubao Pavilion. Although the butler does not think that Hua Kai can take out the divine armament at will, he still speaks with a smile on his face because of his professionalism. More than a month has passed since March 5th. Hua Kai has not used his family luck points along the way. Now his family luck points have been saved to 1,683 points. He originally wanted to accumulate his luck to refine the golden body pill, but now that the bone corruption spirit flower can't buy the plan and can only be shelved. Now, seeing the family's luck value increasing less and less every day, Huakai decided to continue use the family luck value as soon as possible. As for the golden body pill, it is not too late to wait for the bone corroding spirit flower to find the family luck value. Spirit flower to find the family luck value. Spirit flower to find the family luck value.